A fucking professional, man.
So right now we're just watching the Niner game because it's on. But
You
this is
watching that shit.
that is true. You're not. But right now this is disc 2 of Banks versus Davis double disc edition. We did one episode this week where I think you people will be able to tell that we were still feeling the effects of New York, maybe. At least for me.
I'm feeling the effects of life.
That as well. I've been kind of off and on sick for the last 2 weeks, but just the exhaustion in our voices. But you can tell we were motivated, especially you haven't been on the emotional roller coaster that is King Richard.
Hey man, I'm not emotional anymore. I'm more emotional that I watched that fucking Resident Evil movie last night before I passed out.
Was it bad?
Dog, that movie put me to sleep. Like I was so fucking exhausted. I fell asleep way earlier, and it was probably Popeyes. But that movie was so fucking bad.
Are you eating Popeyes every day, like Mr. Jefferson?
No, but he did. Apparently, he has some type of hookup where he can get you sandwiches.
I see him like tweet that or somewhere. He's like, I've had it like 4 out of the 5 days this week, and I'm just like, God damn! Like
that's why something is wrong with him now because he sleeps 3 hours. He sleeps the same amount as me, probably somewhere around that. But then he eats horrible food and takes no vitamins.
Same here, yeah. Shots to us, the guys who are we're gonna somehow live to like 80 as well. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, because the bullshit that people go through these days, it's like, bro, people die by getting hit by cars, unfortunately.
Or I mean, it was a shocking thing that I walked out of Eternals. Well, not even walked out. I was like sitting waiting for the credits to be done, and I go to Twitter and see the Virgil Abloh news, which is just fucking crazy to see that. And something like that was kept private, and you never know when something like that can happen. But I was just like, holy shit!
Like, yeah, a year after Chadwick too.
Basically, yeah. Really unfortunate, just like depressing in that sense, like people just taken too soon. But again, that is life where you're never guaranteed how long you're going to be here. So you just got to make the most of it like they did. They left huge impacts.
It is fucking exactly, bro. Just do what you need to do. That's why I told you before the trip, hey, man, take a chance, bro, because this life shit.
Yeah, I'll remember that when I die, which, I mean, who knows if it'll be in my sleep.
100.
In a hospital. I mean, I hope not.
Yeah.
Welcome to Banks versus Davis episode.
Oh, you trying to join the 27 club? Is that what you allude to?
But yeah, no, right now it's San Francisco 34, Minnesota 26. This is a big game for me and my family because since I am Californian and a Niner fan, most of my extended family, the family that my dad married into, are Vikings fans. So this is a big deal.
That's cool. They had a good little run in the early 2000s, late 90s.
But I gave them shit last year when the playoff game and all that because it was the divisional opening round.
I'm trying to prop myself up on the seat. I was on Where's Buffy, and I look like short as hell.
You were looking like that on the last recording. I'm not gonna lie, where you were just like slouched all the way down, like you were.
I look like you in real life. I'm small.
Pretty much, yeah.
And then I can't do anything, so I got to do this. This works. I don't want them to see me in a white beater, but it's fine.
Whoa! Undershirt. Sorry.
No, that's the appropriate name for it.
No.
A tank top. Okay, cool.
I think a tank top's more of like shirts that are designed to be worn like that. The undershirts are not really unless you're a certain type of individual.
So should I take my shirt off on air? Is that what you said?
Hey, I mean, ask our favorite listener. Maybe she would enjoy that, or
I don't know. Maybe, probably so. I won't be doing it on air. Maybe I might go crazy if I drink one more of these. Sponsor us.
God damn. I was trying to get us a hat sponsorship.
It'll happen. Get us Rain or what's the hats called?
Residency hats. I mean, they're a company that I've looked at for because a bunch of Niner players wear their hats, but it's basically just like SF, LA, kind of. They're just area code type hats, but they have colorways to match the team cities. I think we could sell the top of our heads for for some free hats. I didn't
What's
think I'd
that?
have to buy. I think I'd have to buy a hat first, that then be like, hey.
What's the LA area code that they have for the hat?
No, it's just like it'll just say LA in the cursive font. The whole thing is just to be like LA ATL LV for Las Vegas.
Okay, I thought you said the area code was embedded.
No, I'm not. It's not really like the Eric. I'm just saying like it's meant to be like that. But we do have an unofficial sponsor, but more of a friend of the show, Zell, with buying more bottles on YouTube. Like, subscribe.
Absolutely. I was talking to Zell as well. So
yeah, he tweeted that the other day. Shout out to him.
Tweet?
Just I think that you maybe had given some advice or something like that, or helped him out with something.
Okay, so I gotta tell him to delete that because I saw Cody J respond to it.
Payroll Giovanni, which I mean,
can we talk about that on air, or should we just tell people to go to Black? No, fuck it, because it helps.
Well, I think I think anyone who watches us or listens to us more so listens because I mean the YouTubes, they take us down with the quickness as soon as we post.
Because you always got shit on the TV, just like right now.
We gotta have a type of vibe when we record. That's why. Don't forget, you weren't disappointed when Naomi came on screen that one time. You were glad I had the TV on that one time when you saw Naomi show up.
Oh no, that's different.
Yeah, exactly.
That's different. Hey man, have her on your TV right now. Her and Sasha Banks.
Put the titties on the screen.
Well, not Naomi, because I don't want no problems with Jimmy or Jay, whichever one she married to.
Jimmy.
Okay, I don't want no problems with no Samoans.
But no, I mean, I think anyone who listens to us listens to Black Wrestling and Black Announce Table. So they've heard the epic Thanksgiving episode where we all gathered around and talked about Survivor Series. And like all families, there was an argument at the dinner table. And I'm just like,
yeah, he was like the little son. And that's the edited version.
There was release the Cody Drake cut. There's 30 minutes more. So hashtag release the Cody Drake cut of Black Announce Table.
I'm trying to ask his green ass either put it on Patreon or let me listen to
it. But yeah, Cody, I would have stepped in to defend Cody if all the individuals weren't like fighting at once and me just being like, can I?
Dog,
like I said, you equated to like when you're at a friend's house, and like the parents start arguing, and then you're like, well, I'll just go in and like sit the fuck down. Like, oh, okay.
Right. That would me. The thing is, me and Eve been laughing at that shit for days, bro.
It was hilarious at first. Yeah,
that's what I heard from another source. He was like, "Yeah, it was funny."
If you watch it, it's just like they're going at it, and after a while, it's just like,
yeah. So the source, one of the main hosts or the producer of BRP said, "Yeah, after a while, I got annoyed."
I think you could tell, but it was funny. It was all it's content, It
was great.
At the end of the day.
One of the greatest episodes ever, bro.
I don't think Cal is gonna have that same energy for Cody or vice versa in real life, if that's ever the case. For like, when I see you type like.
No, because it's like he said, it's all love. Like we already know that, bro. It's all love, but it's just the fact
you said I was on the payroll. I never narked on nobody.
That's what I think got him. He got cheap heat being Cody Drake from saying that. You feel me? Like whether it be work heat or shoot heat, the fact that he got heat was said because of that. And then when he said it's a stat guy, it's like, all right, bro. Now you got a handicap match.
You had the ultimate, like you had a really pro AEW guy and a really pro WWE guy talking about a pay-per-view that was just okay at the end of the day. That's what it was. But the one fan base is like everything's great, and the other fan base is like everything over there is terrible. But then it's the same thing for two. Just they play it back and forth. They switch roles.
But you know what's crazy? Like, remember,
never use kickers. Kickers are the most useless fucking thing in football.
I wouldn't say
like
that.
They are. They can't make field goals to save their fucking life now.
You always need the specialties, bro. The safeties, you need the kickers, all that.
Go for it. You don't need fucking kickers anymore unless it's Justin Tucker. Don't pay anyone to be a kicker. You can have a different kicker every week.
No, you always need the kickers, bro.
No,
always. But now the rules are just throw the football. Like it's not too many running backs. Like that's the problem right now with the Rams. They main running back got hurt. I forgot his name. He out with Achilles or ACL. So they just try to throw the ball with fucking Matt Stafford.
Did you see? I just tweeted that the Rams are the AEW of football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got so much talent that used to be good, or
Well, it's not even
that's
that.
like
It's
on
just
the
like,
cusp.
man, if Matt Stafford was used better, but it's like at the end of the day, you realize he's Matt Stafford. That
Right, that's what I'm saying.
It's the Jack Swagger thing. Like, he was Jack Swagger for a reason.
Hey, his former coach was Matt Patricia, right?
Yeah.
And when he was the nasty man that was the defensive specialist out in the Patriots, and then went to coach the Lions. And they said he was a nasty motherfucker. Then they just swept that under the rug.
Really? I don't remember that. Is that why he got fired?
It was maybe because he was trash, but no, he had.
I thought it was just because he was
rumor.
terrible.
No, it was a rumor that he was out here being Jay Lethal.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They swept it under the rug until it was like, all right, it's this bad. It's like redacted Watson. It's like, bro, all right, at this point, it might be true. Just because you couldn't go to the Dolphins. And that's Miami. You know how much crime has been in Miami?
I saw the clip of the Michael Irvin. If she was an IN, she was a Colombian, she was a Dominican, she was a Puerto Rican, and then Caucasian, and he was like,
hey, bro. Yeah, he was like, and he was like, no.
Yeah. Just the cocaine.
Listen,
that's the only white girl for me.
Listen, if I wasn't trying to do right, I'll say the same thing.
Whoa. I mean, you're in the land of.
But I'm being just in the Airbnb.
For now, until you get in your Ferrari Testarossa and, play in the air tonight.
No, we got to do the. That's why I wish you was out there, bro, because we got to do the bad boy scene.
So which one? The opening one?
Yeah, you always bring your trouble.
How you pay this much for a car with no cup holders? You always you spend your money on the stupidest shit. Like,
dog, one of the greatest opening
Miami
scenes
PD
ever.
motherfucker just kicks him right in the nuts. Yeah.
Well, let's get the big motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Man.
Look at you always looking at some ass. Yeah.
But
they just told the girl, get out the car like that. And he just like, maybe that's why Will Smith was addicted to sex. Because I mean,
now it's a podcast I work for, about to start working for. They alluded to something about Will Smith, and maybe it's something more than just, how do I say this appropriately? Something that's not, he might be, because that doesn't make you sick. It might be a little what the Rockets say, kum sin kum sa. Right. It might be that, because once again, I'm still trying to break down. Like, I got the book digitally. I got it for free, by the way. Oh shit. I hope they don't hear this. So I got the book, by the way. You need to read it. My main factor was, you saw me on IG. I said the selling point was, how much fucking do you gotta do to get sick? Like, that's a lot, bro.
I don't know. I mean, Mythbusters try to ruin a lot of movies. Do you think they should try to do something like that?
No, nobody should try. Like, bro, if you fucking until you get sick, you should just like become a monk afterwards. Like, it's a lot of things that'll get you
basically
sick.
That's what he is doing with that goatee and all that.
Well, he ain't fucking with that goatee.
All right, I said something. Speaking of Will Smith, I said I had an experience like yours at King Richard with a Will Smith movie. And you wouldn't believe which Will Smith movie it was, but do you want to take a guess before I reveal it?
7 pounds.
No. I only watched.
I Am Legend.
No.
Oh, I'm about to say, because you know how y'all are about the dogs. Scruffy.
Only watched like the first 10 minutes of 7 pounds. I was like, nah, I'm good. Never saw I Am Legend. And
you said what?
Yeah, I've never seen it.
You out your fucking mind, bro. That's one of the greatest movies ever. That's gonna be you.
When
the fucking world ends next year.
Well, I ain't gonna be able to survive that.
Well, it already ended, but remember, did you see the think piece, stupid motherfuckers earlier this year that said Hey, this is what I Am Legend is based on. Get the fucking vaccine.
Oh, a vaccine. Oh, you mean like they get the vaccine and they turn to zombies or whatever it is?
Yeah, you stupid son bitches.
Why are you talking? You stupid son bitch. God
I
damn.
mean, I'm talking like Stone Cold.
Yeah, exactly. Oh hell, son. He's like, I mean, he literally told Nelly, "You ain't on D, are you, bitch?" On the, he said, "If I was on D, I'd bust your ass, yeah, but you ain't on D. Ain't you, bitch?"
What else did he say, Dave?
I ain't no.
You dropped something else.
No. But the movie where I had an emotional experience at with the Will Smith movie was a little movie called Men in Black 3. No, you gotta come back and hear this. You gotta come back and hear this because I think this was when I was.
Wait, you talking about the scene with his pops?
At the end, yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about myth. It was so bad, that's why.
No. I've only ever seen it once. And I think this is kind of why. But I also think that was one of the catalysts to me starting to get emotional at movies. Because I was probably 15, 16 when I saw it. Maybe just turned 17 because that was 2012, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check that to be sure. But yeah, at the end with the stuff with his dad, and a spoiler for a movie that's going to be 10 years next year. Crazy.
No, spoil that bad movie.
But when Josh Brolin, aka young Tommy Lee Jones, which is like the worst casting in history, because Josh Brolin, I mean, he sounds like Tommy Lee Jones. He does a good accent, but he looks nothing like Tommy Lee Jones. And the thing is, like, it's supposed to be 40 years ago, and it's like, I don't believe that Josh Brolin would have aged like Tommy Lee Jones.
And 40 years ago, Josh Brolin would have been like 15, something like that.
No. The thing was in '69. I'm just saying, like, he's supposed to, because Tommy Lee Jones is like 80 or something like that when the movie was made. So it's supposed to be like he's 40 when Josh Brolin was playing him. But I'm like, we all know who Josh Brolin would grow up to be is his dad, James Brolin. So like, no way am I buying that Josh Brolin would grow up to be future Tommy Lee Jones. But when he erases young Jay's memory about his dad and the whole thing on the beach, and then Jay sees that, and then it gets zapped back to the future, I got emotional. And then because I watched it on a bootleg copy, the movie ends when he's back in present day. So I think there's only like 5 more minutes of movie left. But I have no idea what happens after that. But I was just almost like, his dad is okay. He knew him. He had picked him from the start. He knew him his whole life. It's basically like, you now. Yeah. It was basically like Baxter, he got kicked off a bridge. Wait, what? The man on the motorcycle put Baxter off the bridge. That was me during that ending. And this is like I started to get real. Like, I would make fun of my mom when she would cry at the end of movies. I'd be like, "Come on, it's just a movie." But then as over the years, I would start to get emotional. The ultimate, like I said, is Creed when he's on the floor and then gets the flashes and then he sees footage of Carl Weathers and just pops right back up, and I'm just like, ah.
I told you that's me. Down there every night. PTSD wake me up just like that.
Yeah. I woke up kind of like that the other day. I know I can't talk about personal shit because I got woken up by some bullshit because the phones are tapped. But I was
because I saw Davis. I be seeing Davis. Get up, you son of a bitch! Get up, you bum!
You have a dream where I'm getting shot, probably. And you're like, no.
No. I always had dreams about it being me or me fighting. Like my dreams are me fighting or me, you know what I mean, getting stabbed, shot, something like that.
Your father had a cop killed, and that cop was my brother.
But my real dreams are seeing Christopher Donner. That's what I see in my real dream.
Christopher who?
Christopher Donner.
Oh God. Who posted that? Wait. You posted that the other day. Who? A week, about 2 weeks ago?
It was me. It was me and our friend.
Yeah. You sick freaks.
American hero.
No, I'm not saying these. I'm just saying, but like, I forget what my memory sometimes be.
It was like Veterans Day.
Yes, that's what it was. Okay, thanks for reminding me. That's why you can never take people. That's why the internet is just because people
Internet's
make jokes
full
like
of
that.
shit.
Yeah, it's don't do this one time, don't do that, and then jokes like that are made. Like, come on.
Hey man,
I'm
fuck
not saying
you.
that's a bad. I'm not saying because again, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
that's the whole cycle. But
Twitter isn't a real thing, bro.
not just it's everywhere. That's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
not just Twitter. That's the main source. But
The metaverse is gonna be the realest internet ever.
oh, Mark Zuckerberg's new thing. I
Yeah.
still don't understand that, but
That's all right. Go ahead, get in it. You gonna understand everything. You might not come back.
Nah. I'll die before I go back.
Oh, you just like me about that state. How do we feel? That's insane to be from somewhere and you like I can't.
All right. When I say this, because I said this on, I think I said on disc 1, and I'll say it again here because I talked about it on Black and Unstable. When I say I won't go back to the ghetto, I'm not saying any ghetto. I'm saying I'm not going back to 3421 Hudson Court. I'm never going
Damn, this
back.
man said the address. God damn.
I'm never going back.
None of your family live over there, right?
Not anymore. No.
Okay, because I thought
That was the apartment complex. That was the apartment complex I lived in with my mom, brother, and sister.
No, I thought I was gonna have to edit this out.
But I have family still in Antioch and Pittsburgh, but I'll never go back there either. Which is, I mean, that's located in Antioch. It was the thing. But
were you saying I mean, that's for the most part, that's how everybody feel when they're from a place, and then you don't want to go back because you know the bullshit that comes with it. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like you didn't have to really elaborate because I think they already knew, and especially me, I know because can't like Michael Irvin once again, everything, the multiverse or whatever. Hey man, he said can't go back. He said I got to run these routes so I can never go back.
yeah.
He's a can't go back all stars, but Monty Jones calls certain people like he can't go back.
Yeah, it's what Seahawk says about Roddy Strong that ain't never going back to the trailer park. Like, cause that remember Roderick Strong had that that behind the scenes thing on NXT when it was like I grew up in the trailer park in Tampa, and then I was like every match he had to put on his fire because it was like I'm never going back to that trailer park.
Yeah, when you from poverty, it's like bro, I can't go back.
Yeah.
I gotta do
like that shows I had to take a plane. I had to go to Minnesota to escape, which is like if I had known what Minnesota was gonna be like, I'm not taking that plane. I had like it snows, like
brother. That's how
like the frozen shit.
That's how I felt about what I mean the state I'm in. It's just like who the fuck just decides to go from California to somewhere else?
But like, Florida makes sense because Florida is East Coast California.
No, but still, like I think you understand the thinking, right? We are from California. People want to come to California.
They want to go to LA. They don't want to go to
the Bay too.
But that's the thing. They want to go to the good part of the Bay. They want to go to the Silicon Valley. They want to go to the hills of San Francisco. But then when you see the other parts, when you see Oakland and the rest of the East Bay, you're like, oh, let's turn this car around. Like,
well, because people have this stigma about Oakland. Like it's getting gentrified, yes, but Oakland is still, to me, that's the heart of the Bay. Besides Richmond. Like I love Richmond.
You know what? See, you would love my dad because first I told my dad what you said about the Cowboys Raiders game, how it was the Super Bowl for a certain audience.
Mm-hmm. What did he say? He's like, yeah, I know.
He's like, yeah, he's right.
No, they all got jean shorts and got.
No, I said like I legit said like it's because they all have the Jordan. I think it's the Jordan 11s or 13s that look like that have the Cowboys colorway. The jean shorts, the ones on the side, buzz cuts.
A God is behind you.
And then,
well, too.
But then also like because they're for the your Cowboys are facing the Las Vegas Raiders, and my dad was like Derek Carr. He was like, they were from Fresno, right? I'm like, but I thought they were from. I'm like, I thought one of them was from Bakersfield, and I'm like, oh, Derek Carr grew up in Fresno. David Carr grew up somewhere else. My dad's like, Fresno, fucking terrible, just like the fucking Valley. Stockton. He's like that in Stockton, the worst places in California. The Valley, Stockton. Pops. I know. My dad will literally slander the Valley every time I'm around him.
Dog, it shouldn't exist. Like legit, it should not exist. just because the fucking heat is dry, and then besides that, it's just the people.
But he hated. I think he hated it from a skateboarding perspective. It was just like but this is back in like the 80s, 90s, mainly the 80s with like him going to the valley and all that. But he's always like, oh, fucking valley, like.
Yeah, no, that's what it is. It's just dog. It's just like it's not a place for skaters. Number one, to begin with, it's not a place for skaters. Number two, it's just the people is like, dog. It's like meth central.
How disappointed were you that our man Diz was not on the Where's Buffy, so you could be like every time.
Oh no, I was gonna no sell that shit.
Respect. No, come on, you would have done like me, like where I'm just like. I had to like no sell a little bit, but then I had to like laugh and
I'm gonna hit Diz up. I gotta hit him.
Shouts to Diz, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't talk to them like I wanted to. I wanted to talk to all three of them. I'm sorry.
So you could be like some croon woo.
No, I wasn't gonna do that.
Which that still hasn't dropped. That's what's so funny about that. I said they have Ed Reed doing croon royal commercials, and you said, "What did you say?" I said, "Relax." There's a place. That's a Book of Boba Fett.
When is that coming out again?
In a few
December
weeks.
8th.
Let me see. Witness the return.
What's that coming soon? I think it's next week, if I'm not mistaken, on the 8th or something like that.
It's within the next month for sure, is the thing.
All right, so I got Disney Plus now.
Disney Plus. Oh, well, speaking of Disney Plus, that's a good segue. I've been watching.
You see how we're very good at this shit, bro.
This Beatles documentary, which I mean, to call it a document. No. Come on, put the headphones back on. Well, first of all, I'm not gonna be like, oh, the Beatles, the greatest band ever. They're a good band. I think they're overrated?
In your opinion, what's the greatest band ever? I'm sorry to cut you off, but this is the episode where we.
Again, I'm not the music guy. Remember, you are.
It don't matter. I don't give a fuck.
I would say Blink-182 because they're my favorite band.
That's fine. They better than the Beatles. You ain't.
I want to go that far.
I am the worst. You ain't listening.
But again, every band after the Beatles was inspired by the Beatles. Is the thing. Yeah,
that's false. They was the first boy band.
Beatles? Yeah, then the Beach Boys. Yeah.
No, then the Rolling Stones. Then the Beach Boys.
But like every band you get after that, in a way, is inspired by them. Because even bands who might have not sounded like the Beatles wanted to experiment, try different things, like the Beatles went on to do. With the whole like we're a guitar strumming da 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 na 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 na, and then they were doing.
Shit. How long did that last before disco got them up out of here?
Well, they were a product of their time. They had their run, the '60s. That was them. It was like
they had a good 2-year run.
No, they had a decade. It's like I think it starts with them in the fifth. Like they do. Well, the opening 10 minutes are good when they do like what was it like to be the Beatles for the last 10 years, where it's like everything for them was a hit and everything about them was successful. And this is about the album before they break up. And this much like The Last Dance, because The Last Dance drove everyone to a frenzy about is there any person or group or idea with unused, never before seen footage? Because we should just start getting shit like that out. And that's how you get something like this, or it creates you to do something like the future Vince McMahon documentary that Bill Simmons and Netflix are doing, or the future 30 for 30, but I mean, well, not really 30 for 30, but Stone Cold series that ESPN is going to be doing. Is that now these iconic figures? HBO did it with Tiger earlier this year, and granted that was without Tiger's input, but it does cover a great deal and is well made and well told. But he's also a guy who will never speak on his own legacy. Because he'll never want to address the stuff like the adultery and all that, and maybe his own father. Unlike how Jordan did. I mean, Jordan skipped over stuff that people will probably disagree, but he still was open about a lot of things at the end of the day. Especially him being, a shitty teammate. But he said, it convinced us again, like, if you don't want to play that way, you don't want to play that way. I just wanted to win. But like, you feel for this guy who was like punching out his own teammates and was an asshole, but he was just that motivated and all that. So with this, it's really just them getting back together. It's like they hadn't performed live, and the whole point of making this album is to then perform it live for the first time. It's all right. It's very weirdly made. One, it's made by Peter Jackson, a guy I have a lot of issues with. Talk about
Peter Jackson directed it?
Yeah. I think Peter Jackson's overrated. If people are gonna say the Beatles are overrated, I think Peter Jackson's overrated.
You out your fucking mind.
No, he is.
How is Peter Jackson overrated and he made the Lord of the Rings series, bro?
Then he made the fucking Hobbit series. Look how well that
it
fucking turned out.
It don't fucking matter. That's because Warner Brothers threw the money at him.
He didn't have to take the fucking money.
What are you talking about? Why not take the fucking money?
First of all, the Lord of the Rings series, it's half good. I ain't got time for all that walking with Frodo and Sam. Let's get to the battles with Aragorn. I ain't trying to see all that other bullshit. All right? I don't care about like, oh, it's an this man just punched something or like threw something down.
You out your goddamn mind.
Get your bitch ass back here.
You out your goddamn mind, boy. Ain't no way, boy.
Fight for the Lord of the Rings. Fight for him. Come on. This is Banks versus Davis, by the way. Fight for him.
Listen.
Fight for those bitch ass hobbits.
What are you talking about, bro? It's
and their 10 breakfasts.
No, they eat like you. They only eat fucking once, and they still go on the mission, bro. Fucking chicken tender eating motherfuckers. Listen, bro. Great cinematic. Overall, camera angles, perfect. Cinematography, perfect. Story, perfect. Now, the books were massive, way more, but they still got a lot out of like 2.5 hours each movie. Nah, Return of the King is like 3 hours.
Which is stupid why Amazon bought the rights so they can make the short story into a fucking series, which was the Young Aragorn series that they're trying to make.
And we were supposed to get that this year, but fucking the pandemic happened.
Then they put out the janky version of Lord of the Rings, like this Wheel of Time bullshit, which is like poor man's.
Let me ask you something. How many J.R. Tolkien books have you read?
None.
Ain't
nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. It's fucking snowing outside.
Not gonna be able to do it.
Yes, you can. You read that shit. Now, The Hobbit was too long. That shouldn't have been 2 movies.
I never saw the Hobbit Trilogy because I'm like, I don't like the Lord of the Rings series.
So you didn't see it in this beautiful, I think it was 30 frames per second? The first movie?
No, which was making people throw up, you mean?
That shit fucked me up. True story. I went to the movies
I remember,
like early in the morning.
When Grantland was around, that was like I think one of the first big stories they had was like, Peter Jackson is going to change the film industry once again by like making The Hobbit and changing the frame rate. And then it's like the report, the people are throwing up walking out of The Hobbit or during The Hobbit.
Dog, that shit fucked me up. It took me like 10 minutes for my eyes to get adjusted. I was like, bruh. Red rum.
So all right, let's start with this. So he makes the series of books, The Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and then The Return of the King. Again, The Return of the King has the 18 fucking endings.
Is that Billy Donovan on the screen?
Ray Donovan?
Ray Donovan, I'm sorry.
Billy Donovan, the Florida Gators coach?
And now both was coach.
Remember he took the Magic job and then was like, after 3 days, like, now I'm good?
He sounds just like me. Except for now I got to finish the job.
Then they made the finals 2 years later was the crazy part with fucking Stan Van Gundy.
Yeah, I mean, that's because he's a master of panic. That's all.
Hey, Men in Black 3 is on Telemundo.
It's like the multiverse, bro. They listening. The phones are attacked. My fault. Go ahead. Once again, do you want to talk shit about cinematic history?
Well, I'm just
saying they swept the fucking Oscars like 20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. In
every category, costume design.
Movies that win the Oscars never deserve the majority of the time. We'll get to that when we talk the Oscars in February, hopefully with Cal.
No, we're gonna book him. Say less. That's all I'm gonna say. Say less. I can't wait for me and him to have the conversations.
But that normally does happen. Again, don't forget, like Al Pacino didn't win for The Godfather Part 2, and he fucking
what that got to do with The Lord of the Rings?
No, I'm just saying, like, a majority of the time, the people like the shit that wins the Oscars might not deserve it. Again, look at the fucking Shape of Water. I mean, I know Guillermo del Toro's your guy, and he has a new movie coming out, but come on, that over Get Out.
You talking about the movie Bradley Cooper?
Yeah, Nightmare Alley.
I saw the trailer today at the gym. I said, "What the fuck is this?"
It's a remake of like a 1940s movie.
That's the fucking problem.
That's what this man wanted to do after winning the Oscar, and they're like, you can do whatever you want to do. That's literally what Hollywood says. Like, you won the Oscar, you can do whatever you want. Nick Cage is like, I'm gonna make Face Off, The Rock, and Con Air. And then he made a shit ton of money. He's like, I'm gonna do whatever I want for the rest of my life.
Those not bad choices though.
No, they weren't. I'm just saying, but like you are able to do whatever you want after that.
So
James Cameron said, "I'm going to go explore the sea, and then I'm going to create the newest form of filmmaking, which is actors. Fuck actors. We don't need them."
Now that movie got me sick because it was trash and because how it looked. Avatar, I was fucked up. My eyes were super red and they was hurting watching that movie.
I didn't see that in the theater. I never went to see that in the theater when it was going on.
It was so bad, my eyes felt like they were bleeding.
And guess what? I'm not going to see 2, 3, 4, 5 in the theater as well. But also, they're never coming out.
The motherfuckers are war criminal. No, apparently 2 is coming out for sure. Next,
we'll see.
2 is coming out on my birthday.
That movie coming out. We'll talk about the Eternals later on, but it's like in the Eternals when they literally show up every 10 minutes and like, blank is dead. We got to get the others together. 10 minutes later, blank is dead. We got to get the others together. That was that whole movie for the first hour was blank's dead. We got to reunite. And I'm just like, dude, is this like the first version of a script? Because that's all they're doing.
Yeah, it wasn't.
We'll get to that later.
But yeah, Avatar 2 is coming out on my birthday next year. Just like The Matrix is coming out on my birthday this year.
This year, yeah.
I'm telling you, it's the numbers, brother. The 12, the 20,
okay,
and the 21.
Watch out with that, brother. You got.
I'm telling you, man, it's fucking everything. It's numbers.
But he makes this series into an Oscar-winning franchise. Mm-hmm. Is given, what do you want to do? He's like, I want to remake King Kong, even though that's not really an Australian accent. Fuck that movie. I've told you why I hate that movie. My brother, that fucking asshole, would play that movie. No, I hate him. I've already told you about my brother.
Okay, relax though, Brandon Owen Hart.
But every time it was his movie night, he would fucking he would put King Kong on, and I'm just like, the first 40 minutes of King Kong before they get to the island are just unbearable. Where she steals the apple, and then like Adrian Brody, and they're on the fucking ship. Patrice O'Neal has like a good bit about King Kong, where he was like, I was so looking forward to that movie. Where he's like, it's a whole other movie. Then you like, I'm falling for like the story with Jack Black and in the ship, and then they show up on Kong. I'm like, oh shit, King Kong's gonna show up, and he's like, and at the end, and then like, I felt bad for King Kong. Did you feel bad for King Kong? Like,
he just wanted some ass, bro.
Yeah, but
he didn't get it the right way. He just took it. He didn't know what to do with it.
But Peter Jackson gets to make King Kong. That makes a decent amount of money, and I think it was decently received. But he takes some time off. He goes and makes The Lovely Bones, which is like a departure from like the big blockbuster of Lord of the LOTR and King Kong. And then, but that even he did his Peter Jackson thing where like the whole fantasy aspect. I've never seen that movie either, but I just know like it's basically like a girl is murdered, and then like we see her in the afterlife try to help Mark Wahlberg, her father, solve the murder. And I think that was him trying to go for the Oscar in a different way.
Yeah.
And then I never saw the Tintin movie that he helped Steven Spielberg make, because I never fucked with that whole, like, again, the James Cameron thing of like, we're going to use actors to be the CGI characters, which I'm just like, you're just kind of doing this wrong. You're wasting these actors' time, really? Like, yeah. So The Adventures of Tintin, did you ever watch the cartoon? No, never.
Okay, so that's why I watched the movie, because it used to come on HBO like early in the mornings on Saturdays or some shit like that. Or if you missed school, it'd be on there. Like that's when they started showing cartoons, and they was trying to say, "Hey man, too much Sex in the City with these bird-looking women. Let's show fucking Sex in the City. I mean, let's show goddamn cartoons." No disrespect, but that's just how I feel. If they want to remake it, let me cast it.
Kim Cattrall was a good-looking woman. Kristen Davis wasn't bad. But Sarah Jessica Parker and Cynthia Nixon, it's like what's he saying? Home Alone. Woof.
Hey, Chris, if you hear this, I apologize. I just don't like the show. I'm sorry.
Wait, who?
Chris liked the show.
Who?
She likes the show.
Her and Matt Damon love the show. Yeah.
Oh, Matt liked this shit too?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, so let me take my apology away. This show was ass.
No, I remember one time it was a tweet. It was a tweet about The Nanny, which shouts to The Nanny and Fran Drescher.
Yes, sir.
And I said Fran Drescher over Sarah Jessica Parker and Carrie Bradshaw or whatever. And Chris had said something like, nah. And then Matt says, like, he don't know nothing about that yet. Meaning, like, because I haven't watched, I'm like, I don't watch Sex and the City, but I'll, like, just look at Fran Drescher. And One of the Nannies is a better show. I can just tell that by never watching Sex and the City. But I like the whole Mr. Sheffield. Like, how did he not marry her like day one? That woman shows up and you're just like, oh, you're out of line. Like,
but brother, let me tell you something. You know how I have this recurring thing when I talk about the shows that made me like a certain type of woman.
That's one,
the Nanny, Fran Drescher. I was like, hold
on. I mean, I could get the voice thing, like, because there's that great line in the 4-year-old version where he's like, I'd rather listen to Fran Drescher in Beautician and the Beast than listen to this Michael McDonald live concert.
Okay, so that motherfucker's a hater because both of those things are great. I love her accent.
Taking it to the streets.
Legend.
Taking it to the...
Legend. Shouts out to Rhea Taylor in the background. No, but Fran Drescher, I like the voice. I like everything about.
Fran Drescher still looks good now too. Is a thing.
Listen, respectfully, still.
I see you there, girl.
I was like, oh, I'm a dope.
It's like Jack Hay, like.
I had, you know what I mean? Like I said, I like the accent. As a man that loves New York women, I love the accent.
that probably is the ultimate thing too. Yeah, that's what. Next time I'm going to New York, I found out Lisa Ann lives in New York, so I gotta be on the lookout for that next time. Why'd you do that? Is that a negative reaction or a positive reaction?
That's how you feel, freaky ass boy.
Oh, like you ain't trying. Come on.
No, Tiana Trump ain't out there. Not that I know of.
Well, that's because she comes to people if you fly her out. That was her rule. Wasn't it?
What word you say?
What did I say? Comes?
I would like to
you are like a 16-year-old. Like, why are we on American Pie time right now? Like, relax. Let's get back to
American Pie time. That might be the title. Hold on. She stayed in Baltimore apparently though.
China Trump?
Yeah. I'll be out there very soon. So.
Matt Damon.
No, he ain't giving her all the goddamn merch.
Peter Jackson. I can't. Nope.
I respect it. Let's move on. Yeah, Peter Jackson.
Tintin. He makes the Hobbit trilogy just because they're like, here's all the money and go ahead and do it. Which it was just one story that he dragged down in 3 movies, which pissed everyone off.
Yeah, what's supposed to be that long? The book ain't that big, bro.
Yeah. And then Benedict Cumberbatch is mocapping a dragon, and he's going, and then like that, stupid. And like, again, you don't need like these poor actors. I mean, really, it's only Andy Serkis's fault. Motherfucker had to dress up in a suit and go like, and then Peter Jackson was like, "Brilliant, Andy, brilliant," and then everyone's like, "Oh, yes!" Like,
and we really didn't, and we didn't need that either, bro. Like, with Golem is fine. Like, I didn't mind that. But then it's like when he's playing Smug the Dragon, it's like, all right. But that actually started him to say, oh, bloody hey, they pay me a lot to do bullshit roles. Let me continue to do this.
And that was kind of like the early, not the, because it might have been done once or twice before, but that was like they de-aged Orlando Bloom, who really didn't look that old. They just had to make him look younger than he did in the first movies, which was weird.
A Legend at the Bank, by the way. We ain't seen him since.
Oh, because Pirates and Lord of the Rings money. Yeah, of course. No, he was making. He'd make small movies, and he's Katy Perry's husband or fiance. So yeah,
he was at one point.
No, I think they're still together.
Did she just have a kid?
I think it's his kid.
Oh
yeah.
Oh yeah, no, hey man, put him in the Hall of Fame. This man a legend at the bank.
18 years.
Dog, Orlando Bloom. Yeah, he legend at the bank now for real. He said, "Fuck, Pirates checks are pretty good." Bloody hell, and these Lord of the Rings checks are pretty good. And then for him to get Katy Perry, no, he's a legend. He's a Hall of Famer. Put his jersey up.
Does that, and then he's been quiet since those things.
You would do Pirates money.
No, not Orlando Bloom. Peter Jackson. No. Of course, Orlando Bloom. Yeah, because if you're gonna be the husband of or the baby daddy of a pop singer, you don't have to do anything.
One of the most famous pop singers ever.
Yeah, I'm saying Peter Jackson. He was again like a weird guy with like him and James Cameron really are like we're pioneering the film industry and what's going to be next and this and that. Him, I guess Robert Zemeckis as well, kind of Ang Lee, because Ang Lee also fucked with the frames per second type of shit.
Yeah,
but you know, these guys who get fascinated with the adapting technology, where someone like Soderbergh, our guy, is fascinated with how quickly you can make and edit a movie where you don't need these huge production schedules. You can make a movie in about 10 weeks. I mean, not even 10 weeks, like 3 weeks, which is a good and a bad thing, depending on how the movie turns out.
mm-hmm.
Something like High Flying Bird, which is phenomenal, is shot on an iPhone. And I think they made that movie like in 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. And it's like brilliant. But regardless, Peter Jackson's just kind of spent the last half of the 2010s, I think maybe quietly making this doc. I saw a brief thing where he said like 2 or 3 years ago, he found out about it and he's been working on it, and they were able to work on it during COVID. Initially, it was supposed to be a movie, but they're again, since he's Peter Jackson, he's got to stretch that shit out, which is kind of a problem with the doc, is that it's both something I've always been fascinated. Like, what happens if you would document studio sessions for like the biggest artists? Like, what would it be like Drake making Certified Lover Boy, or what was it like Kanye West making Donda, this and that? Like, you always hear these stories. Like, they were in this location, they had to go elsewhere. They brought in this person, and that changed it all together. The famous thing about Yeezus was like Rick Rubin put that shit together at the last second. Or you find out any type of album. I mean, the kind of the best example of this is Metallica's Some Kind of Monster, which is brilliant. And that shows them making Saint Anger right when they were at the peak of falling apart with James Hetfield's alcoholism and just them being overall assholes, especially to each other. But that's a fascinating doc, which is I think it's still on Netflix. I'd recommend you check that out, whether you're a fan of Metallica or not. It's just fascinating to see these. I always say it's fascinating to watch these guys who are supposed to like these gods of thunder be such pussies behind the scenes, because they're just like crying over this and that with each other, and Kirk Hammett's just in like the corner trying not to say anything, but it always looks like he's gonna cry, whereas like James Hetfield and Lars Ulrich are always shouting at each other.
That's why they probably are the most least respected rock group. You don't hear too many people say, "Oh, Metallica is one of my all-time favorite groups," or they're not as appreciated in the industry as much as other groups,
because they started the fight against Napster. They were the big pioneers of that, where it's like, I mean,
well, they should be revered for that.
No, someone had to do it, but it was also like the firing squad. First one's up, first one to get shot. So therefore, no one's going to respect you because anything you'll say at while trying to fight for your right to retain money that you should be getting, you're disrespecting the fans and all that. That fight was essentially an unwinnable war, because you're going to lose respect for people. Respect from people. And that was the thing that Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre say in the Defiant Ones as well, where they're like, they were also the pioneers in that fight. And from the other point of view, it's like, you guys are already so fucking rich, stop crying. But then they're like, but now we won't be able to keep being rich, because anything that's been made will be made in the future will now be able to be taken away right away. And that's the whole thing with streaming nowadays. It's like, how much can you really, that's what the whole thing with Nadilac, right? Like, how much can you make from streaming? You can't make shit from streaming. You had to sell shit to make money.
Exactly. And then that's why, when they were saying that too, it's like, bro, y'all kind of making it hot, because this is the new wave. Like, the industry wanted that to be the new wave. Like, if the industry really wanted to stop pirating, they could, because they did it now.
That's
technology did advance, but that was 10 years ago when people started streaming. It'll be damn near 10 years, like next year, something like that, where people was like, all right, Spotify, Apple Music, stuff like that. But it took a while for them to get to that point, but they probably could have did it years ago, because they knew it existed. They just couldn't get to the servers of Napster, LimeWire, BearShare, all those things I used to use myself personally, allegedly. But also, that was an era too where a lot of artists weren't selling. Like, it's always an artist that keeps the lights on for the industry. In that era, Kanye West kept the lights on. for the industry because around that time Jay-Z stepped away. So Kanye kept the lights on. Rihanna in 05 and 06 kept the lights on. Then when you get to the Drake era, hell, if Drake wasn't here, the fucking music industry would probably be damn near dead right now.
Probably him, Taylor Swift, Adele, Beyonce, Ed Sheeran, that collective of like global superstars and kind of every genre.
Oh yeah, Beyonce as well. From that past decade and this decade.
Yeah.
And then, but you see, like for the most part, these places like in middle of America, they still buy albums. Like Adele sold in the US alone like 500, 600,000 copies, hard copies. That's fucking really good for hard copies in this decade. Like I don't know how her deal is, but if you getting that, you doing right. I don't know if her deal is like I get a percentage or whatever. I think she signed.
I assume she would because she is. I make an album when I want to make an album.
Yeah, a lot of British singers do that though. They wait like
no, but it's a thing where like don't forget like Drake had to make Thank Me Later like that to then make Take Care his way to then wait to be able to make Nothing Was the Same. Then there's a whole thing of like why did he do if you're rating this it's too late? Is that really qualify? Because again he had to call it a mixtape and all that. But I would assume she has a deal where it's like good for her because otherwise I think she'd also probably be outspoken about it as well. Because I think everyone is now in the way where like the whole thing that was the whole thing with Megan the Stallion, right? Is that right? She's blowing up. People started to realize that she signed that deal with that 360 deal with Carl Crawford, of all people.
Yeah, but she signed to like 20 different labels too.
That's what I'm saying. And that when the Carl Crawford one was one of them, and it was like how are you supposed to get paid now if you signed all these deals initially because you were just trying to make it somehow. You're trying to get paid away, but
Yeah, she under 3 labels. Like it's the same thing like with Drake. When you were a huge act, you're gonna be signed under 3 different labels. People have to make money off of you. And then also the distribution that you need in the marketing, you need to have 3 labels, and then your tour management as well. Like Adele and them, they couldn't be independent artists because it would cost too much for them to go on tour. They would have to come out their own pocket for that, and then to pay these other people as well. So she signed to Universal, which damn near everybody signed to Universal song under Columbia Records and XL Records. XL Records has a lot of huge artists on there, more so like the big rock bands in this day and age. But so for her to be signed to Universal, that makes a lot of sense, and because it's for distribution, that's all it really is. But how she makes per album, I could try to look up if they give that away, because to be honest with you, they don't really give out the numbers unless you're a black artist. Like black artists, they always want to tell you how much they're making off an album or what they're not making. Like that's always the case. Like artists get screwed no matter what color you are, unless you're a Latin artist or a country artist, you are getting screwed over.
That's kind of the thing that is briefly talked about in this Beatles doc. Is when they're talking about like because they own Apple Records, or Apple Core and all that, and
because remember when iTunes was like, "Yo, we got the Beatles catalog."
No, I thought the whole thing was that Bill Gates. No, not Bill Gates. Fucking Steve Jobs took Apple from the Beatles, naming their shit Apple because he was a fan.
So it was that, but remember the catalog. So they passed around
when the catalog, was up for again. Apple bought those rights immediately because again, it was like we were birthed because of this band.
But they got it back. Not to cut you off, I'm sorry, brother.
No, good.
After Michael died,
the
motherfucking catalog went up for sale like that. Because remember, he owned the Sony catalog. He bought that motherfucker, I think, only for like 90 mil, something like that. It wasn't that high when he bought the catalog.
At a spite, right?
Yeah, against Paul McCartney. Because he was like, because apparently the rumor was that when they did,
he wanted Paul McCartney to work with him. Yeah,
when he was like, how much? I think he asked him or something along the lines like, how much is the catalog worth or something like that? And then he was like, okay. And then also, remember how Eminem was dissing him? He was like, okay, bet. Because
he bought Eminem's as well, right?
Yeah, because Eminem is under Sony. Interscope is like under Sony. That's why. It's like Sony, Interscope, and then Aftermath is right there. You feel me? Like I think, like I said, Universal, Interscope. I mean, Universal, Sony. They own most of like people's music. You under somebody, Warner Brother, all that shit. So buying Sony got him the Eminem catalog, got on the Beatles catalog. He bought it for 90 mil. That shit quadrupled up. And then he died. Motherfuckers got it back for free, basically.
Yeah.
Because he was going to hold on to that motherfucker. So right now, if Mike was alive, just his catalog alone. And then, as we're speaking, too, this is the 20-year anniversary of Dangerous. Yeah, as we're speaking right now. Dangerous came out 20 years ago. Ironically, I've been listening to Remember the Times a lot. So it's funny how life works. But, yeah, I'm going to let you go back to your point. Yeah, so if Mike was alive right now, just based on
he would have retained rights, yeah, because...
And he'd be a fucking multi-billionaire. Y'all saying Kanye
he probably,
worth $9 billion.
He probably would have bought numerous other artists' catalog just to stack them on top of each other. Again, that's the ultimate power play, is spending your money to buy stuff like that will continue to profit in over time. And then when you resell it, you can, again, the reselling market.
You know, alternate universe, which is fucked up to say, but out my mind goes 20 places. He would have been alive, and the GOAT Prince would have passed away. He would have bought Prince's catalog.
Oh yeah, it's the ultimate fuck you, yeah.
Or probably not even that, just to buy it. But
no, he would have. It would have been a fuck you, yeah. No, come on.
Yeah, Prince owned his own catalog, then he died, and they got that shit back ASAP. Like, how does that work?
Because he had no will, I thought. Remember?
Yeah, his sister had like he got music videos and a vote. His sister got most of that shit, but slowly but surely they releasing like. You know what I mean? Because he was doing demos. Like his demo, what was that 2 years ago when they put out an album and it was like, these are the demo sessions for all these songs he wrote. Like, I Feel For You for Shaka Khan. And that shit sound phenomenal. Like,
yeah, we talked about that with Vin a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, like how the demos sound like songs you could have kept for yourself.
Well, that was his whole thing, especially with he made Sinead O'Connor a thing by giving her that song. Like, imagine if he held on to Nothing Compares to You. She probably doesn't take off the way she does, has a career the way it plays out, and ripping the picture of the Pope and all that.
Sinead O'Connor, bro. She did that shit on SNL too.
Yeah.
Got all that backlash. She had shaved her goddamn head like me. Did all that shit on SNL. Out of all the places, well, that's because SNL was prominent.
Well, again, it was that time, especially where it meant something to be, ladies and gentlemen. Sinead O'Connor, like,
I ain't seen Sinead O'Connor since then.
She performed when Conor McGregor fought Chad Mendes in 2015. She sang him out to the octagon.
She's who?
Sinead O'Connor. She sang Conor McGregor out to the.
Oh, okay, so he can afford.
Yeah, because she's Irish. Yeah, she's Irish. Well, Dana White, he was gonna pay for musicians for each fighter. It was supposed to be Jose Aldo versus McGregor. Jose Aldo wanted Rihanna, which was like, holy shit. Like, no way Rihanna would have been doing that unless it was like, I get all the money that this pay-per-view is going to generate.
Right, exactly. Because Rihanna been getting tour money.
But then, but he pulled out. Chad Mendes was a replacement, and Chad Mendes had the guy from Stained sing him out to the ring, to the octagon. It's been a while since I could. Hold my head up high.
And it's been a while since I said sorry. That's one of my favorite albums ever, but that ain't cost.
Of course, you would like fucking Stained.
I post it online all the
time. You literally like any like fucking new metal or like rap rock country band from like the 2000s where it was like any guy that's sing like this. Yeah, because you like Eddie Vedder, so it makes sense.
Yeah, like that whole.
Did you fuck with Kings of Leon? Bet you did.
Hell no.
Oh, okay, that's a damn lie. Yeah.
I don't like no Kings of Leon. That shit trash. Ain't listening to them. I ain't listen to no fucking Fun. Remember them? They stole the Grammys.
They had the ultimate run of like 1 year, and you are out.
Like, dog, I ain't heard Fun. They
cleaned up. Well, Jack Antonoff is on his own with Bleachers. Dog, it was literally like Jack Antonoff was the machine behind that band, and Nate Roos just had the voice, and then there was the other guy.
Bro, I ain't heard motherfucking at the mall, even though I go to the mall, I ain't heard at a goddamn Outback Steakhouse at a TGI Fridays. Some nights I stay up. I ain't heard
they had that, and they had Tonight.
I hate that fucking song so much. We are young.
They were legit cleaning up, though, was the crazy part. and then they were
they
gone.
disappeared.
Just like that. No, like I said, Jack Antonoff, Jack Antonoff dated Scarlett Johansson in high school, and then
lucky bastard.
And then went on to date Lena Dunham for a long time, which was like the worst 180 ever.
Check this out, bro. When the
You know
fucking
Lena
last
Dunham,
time I heard
right?
from Alabama. Yeah, I know who that is.
Okay. Alabama Shakes? That was another, like, they were...
what the fuck you heard from an Alabama Shake? And what is an Alabama Shake? I ain't drinking no goddamn shake in Alabama.
That's what I was about to say. That's the ultimate thing about the SNL, ladies and gentlemen. It's just like, if you were a big time, like, I was just thinking about this earlier. I'm like, did All American Rejects ever play on SNL? Because they had a run in 06 where they were like fucking gods. Every teen movie had an All American Rejects song.
I ain't heard All American.
John Tucker Must Die.
All American Rejects. I ain't heard of Yellow Card in a minute. None of these motherfuckers just get it back and just disappear, bro.
Legit. That's the music industry. Is that?
No, that's the rock music industry.
True. Well, that's why the movie That Thing You Do is so good, because it's you blow up and what was classic rock, that was rock back then, and then you plateau immediately.
Okay,
because you've peaked.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it. The Beatles documentary, correct?
No, the movie That Thing You Do with Tom Hanks directed from the 90s. Well, it's basically supposed to be like a Beatles-esque type band. I've talked about it before. It's really good. But no, the Beatles I mean, watch it if you're just interested in seeing like how these guys created songs, which is really just them like fucking around. And after a while, after a while, I'm just like, man, these guys are fucking annoying. Like, how could anyone ever be around these guys? They
was fucking high out their mind, bro. That's all it was. They was, you know what I mean? They was British dudes that really like BB King and all the old blues.
No, I'm saying that they sing a lot of like other songs. They sing like Stand By Me and like Elvis songs and other BB King and Miles Davis songs while they're like getting ready to make their own songs. But it's like you hear them like strum and be like, what's the word we should say? And I'm just like, that's how you fucking made songs. And then everyone's like, these geniuses. It's
no fucking genius, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck is a Yellow Submarine? I've been alive 32 years. I ain't seen a Yellow Submarine.
You're just making Son of Mars mad.
I know. That's why I'm doing this. Uncle Son of Mars gonna be mad. Uncle Ben gonna be mad. That's the reason why I'm doing this.
Uncle Ben is great.
That's what I call him, because he old. He just don't know it.
But I mean, again,
that's why I'm doing the shoot on it.
I mean, would I recommend watching it? No, because like I said, it's really because like it's a fascinating, because like Disney thought this was gonna be music, The Last Dance, and it's not as captivating because there's no modern commentary on it, because two of the guys are dead, and the other two guys I don't think would want to talk about it.
Well, Paul is dead too.
Don't do that. Come on.
They got a song. It's a conspiracy theory.
Oh, about he was switched. Do you believe that? Isn't that the theory?
Yeah. This motherfucker been looking the same for 30 years, bro. Ain't no money in the world.
No. He looks like
bullshit.
He looks like Larry Bird, like an old Russian grandma. Come on.
Get the fuck. That's funny. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
They look like Habsbullah's ancestors. Come on, don't do that.
Motherfucker was on 4 5 seconds to midnight or whatever that song was with Kanye.
Oh, to Island, yeah.
Yeah,
and then he whistles on. Then he whistles on All Day, just like this random song where Kanye West is like all day, and then Paul McCartney comes in whistling like it's a fucking western.
That's how I know he's out of his goddamn mind being Kanye. How does that add to the effect?
I say they just whistle. They just fucking whistle in these studio sessions. It's really just watching studio sessions. And I tweeted this. Ringo Starr, this guy was legit just there because he had to be.
Hey,
he's Kendrick Perkins.
They're
exactly. They're just like, show up, you set these screens, you get out the fucking way, and you like when the camera
like $200 million.
When the camera pans to him, he's like me. Right. He's just because they're
Ringo, wake the fuck up.
There is a moment like that where he's asleep and they're like, "Oh, look, our drummer. I think he needs to be woke."
Yeah, the motherfucking he ain't even hit the dump.
Right? And then you got George Harrison, who is legit in like they almost in a way are like the Oklahoma City Thunder, where like George Harrison is James Harden, where he's just like, if you let me take control, I can show you guys that I can do this too. And then Lennon McCartney are like Westbrook and Durant, like, no, we can do it ourselves. Like, we don't need y'all. Which is like the crazy thing that these two guys wrote pretty much every song this band, and then George Harrison comes in and writes songs, and everyone's like, these songs are kind of better than the ones these guys are writing, and then they're just like, shut up, George, just shut up.
You don't have a vision, man.
Where he has probably the greatest moment in the doc. It's at the end of part 1 where he just like, yep, and I'll be leaving. I'll be going now. I'll send you around the clubs. And he's like, I'm quitting the band. Essentially, that's what he was saying. He did the Math Damon. I'm getting out of here. Like,
oh, okay, I was about to say Math for the CM Punk.
He did that to the Beatles. It's like, yeah, I'm gone. And then they're like, George Harrison has left the band. They had to go to Ringo Starr's house, all of them, to have a meeting. And then he was still like, fuck y'all, I ain't coming back. They come back the next day and like, how'd it go yesterday? You're like, oh, it didn't go that well. Paul McCartney's like, it's really this Yoko thing, it's that she's around. How crazy is it going to be in 50 years if people are like, these guys broke up because Yoko Ono was around? It's like, motherfucker, you broke up because one guy
was a sin.
Not even, like, they show this woman recording songs with him where she's just shrieking, and it is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. It is terrifying.
Yoko Ono got solo album, bro. That's how much motherfuckers was simping. Like, bro, they started that whole the Janae Aiko shit. You look so good, I'm gonna put you in front of the microphone when you should be in front of.
She didn't even look at that good. That was the thing. That's how you know he. No. That's how you know he was on drugs. She didn't.
No. Back in the day, that was considered exotic.
No.
Okay,
there's women like Raquel Roach around where you're like, please.
No, but she was like exotic.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He exotic for a British man, yeah. He was high.
No, but you right, but also it's just like, nah, she bad because she exotic.
I think he was living the gimmick of him being I'm out there. I look at my girlfriend. Oh, I'm the weird guy. And then Paul McCartney is just like, I'm fucking handsome, and I'm really the reason the band is the way it is. I had to stop your crazy ass from like going all over the place. And then Ringo Starr's like, but when do we get paid? Like, and George Harrison's just like, I'm writing my own songs because you guys won't let me write any songs. And
George, what are you writing over there?
Well, then he goes on to write like, here comes the sun, do 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 do, and then like, yeah, it's just crazy that these guys were like the biggest. Well, no, I'm not saying like these guys, but just like, and then it all blows up because one guy just like, imagine on BRP if like one of us just like had our wife or girlfriend just on the StreamYard is the thing, like next to us as we're recording. Like, wouldn't one of us be like, if she's not going to provide any input, what's she really doing here? Because that's what she's doing, is just like sitting there.
Or that'd be, let's just, because I don't know how to go with that. Let's just do it with our show. If you just had a woman here, if I had a woman here, just
you want to show your work. Any part where there's multiple people and just like one person's in the presence and not contributing at all, I'd be like this doesn't seem odd to anyone.
Bloody say something. Say something.
Well, Ringo Starr's not going to say anything because he's just like, listen, I'm just here to I'm not going to fuck this gig up.
Ringo Starr, another legend.
Ringo Starr is just like, hey, whatever you want me to do, I'll fucking do it. I don't care. Because they even have like Paul McCartney do the drums. I think they're like, you do it this way. And then Ringo Starr's like, all right, I'll fucking do it that way. Like, if that's.
So on our show, who was Paul McCartney and who was John Lennon?
Oh, I'm Paul McCartney. You're John Lennon.
No, I would say you John Lennon.
How am I John Lennon?
Because the woman thing.
No, you're the one with the woman thing.
What are you talking about?
What woman thing do I have?
What woman thing do I have?
Don't you? Oh, see, this is now we're just Spider-Man memeing each other.
Right. I'm like, I never met a woman in my life.
I still gotta finish it. That thing, like the first episode's 2 hours and 20 or 30 minutes. The second one's like 2 hours and 15. It's fuck Peter Jackson. This man, God. And what's like, so it's like 50 hours of unused footage and then 100 hours of like audio. So they stitch weird footage or like images and have audio behind it, like it's a cheap 48 hours doc. So that's where it's weird. I think it would have been better off if you just like cut some of it out. And after a while, it does get tired of not just like their banter back and forth, but like them trying to make the same song over and over. It does get tiring of like, okay, I get this song turned out to be Let It Be, but like I'm fucking tired of like your fucking around version of Let It Be. Like,
I really wish. Well, they can't do it. Give me the Rolling Stones one unedited, because you know Keith Richards. Oh, I feel it in me.
Where he's just fucking sniffing lines for 18 days straight, and then Mick Jagger's like,
right here, buddy. You said sniff. Them fucking know his fucking sense of smell is dead. That shit was dead before COVID was a thing, bro. That shit been dead forever. He right here, pal, with it. Did you ever see a documentary with him and Chuck Berry?
Excuse me, sorry. No.
Bruh, I'm gonna see one of the greatest fucking pieces of film ever. I ain't even just talking about documentaries. That shit shouldn't got nominated for an Oscar. That shit is fucking hysterical. When him and Chuck Berry get in an argument, he was like, this Chuck, because Chuck is like top 5 greatest guitarist ever. And he's like, bruh, this how I do my amp. Don't touch my motherfucking amp. So they didn't show it on the movie. But apparently, behind the scenes, he stole on Keith Richards because he touched his amp. He was like, bro, don't touch my shit. This how I've been playing forever. And he was like, no. And then Keith trying to tell Chuck, the guy, what to do. He's like, hold on, motherfucker. You looked up to me. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, you was up here doing, you stole that shit from me. Right? Literally, there is some good fucking flow.
There's a thing where like they the Beatles, they kind of do some subtweeting at the Rolling Stones because the director of the doc is asking them if they would be interested in introducing the Rolling Stones and the guy that the guy that just made a movie about the Rolling Stones, and John Lennon's just kind of like, he does like, oh, ladies and gentlemen, the host of the evening, the Rolling Stones. He does like 3 times over the course of like this one part because it's 3 parts and just like an off and on thing where he's just like, fuck the Rolling Stones, like we're the Beatles, like because
the Rolling Stones is a better overall band.
Well, look, because Mick Jagger's like, I'm here to fuck, like, yeah.
So how fuck her?
Yeah.
What the fuck be doing?
See Jalen Ramsey.
He was flamboyant, Davis. He was very flamboyant. So yes, Jalen Ramsey, bro. Without the hats.
Yeah, you could, if you could stop me up, and you do it like this. It'll never stop. Oh.
Right. I'm fucking be doing this. That shit be hitting his blood. They get right back on the mic. Legend.
I think as a production guy, you might like it because it shows like they had to make the equipment they had to use to record the albums kind of insane.
Ahead of its time.
They had to like jam 2 machines, 2 4-tracks to make an 8-track or something like that.
Phil Spector is a goddamn legend.
No, Phil Spector's not in it.
I know because we know.
Well, no. It was. I think it was post. I think Phil Spector just might have worked with them in the beginning because this is Glenn Johns or something like that. You don't see Phil Spector.
Abbey Road, the album, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it's after. It's after.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's the one before they break up. So I think it's post Phil Spector.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you might like it for that aspect.
Yeah, they were ahead of their time on technology because they didn't have long 32 channel soundboards. That's before they actually got that. So they did have to add 2 machines because back in the day it was all analog. So you can't just let's cut the tape. If you do, it's expensive.
No, that's literally what they do there. It's like, are we going to record this one properly? Because we'll have to cut the tape then after that. And they're like, we have like all this. He said like we're charging a shilling by the foot of tape right now. And then I think George Harrison's like, well, don't we? It's not like we care. The studio's going to pay for it, or something like that. Which is true. Yeah,
because I think they were signed to Columbia. In Columbia Records.
It was EMI, I think is who they're talking about in that. I don't know if they were British owned by it or if maybe they became Columbia, but like their Apple core is them, but it's I think within partnership of EMI. But like I said, check it out. I gotta finish it. I think I'm halfway, not even halfway, like a quarter of a way through part 3. It's them wrapping up the album to then perform it live on the rooftop of the building they recorded in, which
That's
is like
when they came back, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it's the first live performance of them in years, is what it is. It was the whole point of them making this album.
You know, I remember that because remember the Simpsons did it in that one
Remember.
episode when they all was on the roof.
Can't remember.
And they looked at each other like, "All right, we back." Yeah, that's where I remember that from.
Yeah, but that's what I was watching. We watched. You had briefly mentioned Resident Evil. Was it that bad? Like
That shit was fucking horrible.
Worst video game movie in?
It might be.
Really?
It might be ever.
Yeesh.
I knew because that shit looked like fake ass cosplay when they showed the trailer.
It did. Yeah.
Dog.
But it looked like decent cosplay as well. So like everyone looked like like
fucking ass, bro.
Yeah.
And this is a person that watches bad movies. That shit, bro. I watched 10 minutes. I turned that shit off. I fucking fell asleep because I was exhausted. And I woke up like 2 hours later, like, bro, I watched that bullshit. I tried to erase it from my mind. That fucking movie is horrible. The costumes was horrible. The acting was pretty good. The script, bro, it looked like a fan film. Essentially, that's what it was.
Well, that's
from like the 90s.
I think they got pretty good actors like to play the roles, and that kind of looked like the characters. But like the trailer gave off a vibe of like this might be sneaky good, or this just looks like they got everyone that had no money.
That looks like Keanu Reeves looks nothing like Chris Redfield from the video.
Stephen Amell's cousin, Robbie Amell.
Yeah, he looks nothing like him, bro. And then Claire Redfield, I don't mind that. I don't really care. But you know what I mean? Chris Redfield looks nothing like him, which I don't care. You know what I mean? It's just like they did a good job acting, but the script was fucking horrible.
Yeah. It's a weird thing too where there's gonna be another Resident Evil movie or show coming out on Netflix. It was supposed to be a CGI one. A live action it's still coming out.
Okay, so that's not what I'm trying to figure out. They trying to make a Resident Evil multiverse because then they had the shit on Netflix. No,
because they cast Lance Reddick as the guy with a W name.
Wesker,
yeah. They cast
the one with glasses,
Yeah, they cast Lance Reddick as him. And Lance Reddick is he's the guy, the concierge in the John Wick movies.
I know what Lance Reddick is.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, I've watched The Wire.
Well, for the listeners.
But y'all motherfuckers better watch John Wick.
It might be a thing where like the rights are split up weird or something like that. Maybe like they retain TV rights and the film rights have been sold type of deal. Which makes sense.
That's what's going on a lot now with a lot of productions, like Sony and Spider-Man. Tickets go on sale I'm tripping. November 29th. They calling it Spider Monday instead of Cyber Monday. So tickets go on sale as we're recording this. That'll be tomorrow. So if y'all plan on seeing it like us, you might want to get your tickets ASAP because the motherfuckers gonna sell out.
Yeah, I mean,
I hate going to the movies for Marvel shit.
Okay, here we go.
No, because the fan base fucking annoys me. That's
I know that. No, I'm just saying. Like, so I went to see Eternals today. You had saw Eternals when?
Last week.
Okay. But like I said, I tweeted that I went to my theater for the 10 a.m. showing. Only like 3 other cars were there. So again, I tweeted like Christopher Nolan tried to save the film industry. He failed because no one's there. And there's some stuff out right now, Ghostbusters, House of Gucci, which I probably would have been better off seeing. I didn't hate Eternals, I'll say that. But it also wasn't good. It wasn't terrible, it was just okay.
That everybody knew that going in.
Yeah. But so I was just walking like my current theater is just like in shambles. I walked in, there was popcorn on the floor. I go to the bathroom, there's no paper towels and the fucking paper towel thing. I'm just like, God damn it. I'm like, am I really an I Am Legend right now? Like, funny you should say that. I'm like, with the trailers. Huh?
You're gonna be an I Am Legend too.
I should have just talked over you still.
The last white man on earth. Stars Zoe Saldana.
Okay.
I had a real bad joke. I'm about to say.
Don't.
Woo!
The trailers. There's this Pixar movie coming out that looks pretty adorable. It's basically Teen Wolf, but instead of a wolf, this like middle school girl turns into a giant red panda.
Huh?
Yeah, it looks kind of good. It looks adorable. Like, oh,
Who's doing the voiceover?
I couldn't tell. And I didn't look it up yet, but it's called Going Red.
Why not blue?
Okay, let's not go there, let's not go there. But the other trailer, and I watched this one about a week or two ago, and we forgot to talk about. There's this movie called National Champions coming out, essentially about what the NCAA did this past year with the paying players. They made a whole movie about something that's already happened. Is the funny part. So it's almost like useless in hindsight.
When we getting that documentary about that fake high school?
Oh, the Bishop.
Yeah. Because I know Kevin Hart said he about to produce something for it.
Oh, God damn it.
No, we need a TV show for that. We need a biopic, all that.
Oh, God.
They said Turning Red. It looked like the Kool-Aid person.
Turning Red, not going. Sorry. You know what? When we were watching on Thanksgiving, like the trailer for Super Pets was playing, and my dad. Oh, God, my dad turned to my stepmom and said, "Look, Kevin Hart," and my stepmom said, "Kevin Hart," like excitedly, and I'm in a movie about superhero pets voiced by Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart. So her and my youngest stepbrother probably most likely be seeing that, and I was just like, "This man wins again." This man,
Dwayne Kevin
Johnson.
Hart. He's the new Will Smith.
Let's not go
not
that.
a good. He's not a good actor like Will Smith, but it's like, you know what I mean. It's passable for everybody. Person, I'll just say that.
Likability.
He's not intimidating. You feel me? Like,
it's because he's my
very
height.
marketable. No, he's shorter than you.
Did you ever meet him on set?
No. Because I would ask for a job.
What set did you meet Will Smith on, or see Will Smith at least?
Okay, so yeah, that goes to what I said earlier.
We'll go back to Eternals in a minute, but go ahead. You had said this earlier.
So I'll give you a little story. I'll give you about 2 stories. So the first one.
Stop. Throw the damn towel.
I can't. They got me saying it.
God damn it, ref. I'm like JR, like, that son of a bitch, Triple H. I knew he'd screw him over. You could never trust. He's a no good, dirty, rotten son of a bitch.
Look behind you. They fucking listening, bro.
That's what I forgot to talk to you about. I thought this shit came out already. They have been promoting this shit for like 2 years, I think.
No, the phones are for real tap. If y'all need an example, we might be on YouTube. Hey, this is a prime example. The phones is tapped. I don't even know if I should tell the story. All right, so the first story I got is
no, that's like the effect of cookies and all that.
It might be, bro.
Yeah. Are cookies the Matrix? Did that exist pre or before?
Pre-Matrix.
I'm just asking.
Matrix. Because remember when the Matrix came out in '99, that's when the internet started getting hot, like AOL and all that.
I don't recall.
Okay, because you was 3
only 4 years.
So that's
4 years
when
old.
AOL was about to start getting cracking. So and then you see now
that's when the walls broke down.
Who in
Baby, I'm your Judas and I'm your priest.
Who in the blue hell are you? I'm Chris. Doesn't matter what your name is. Yeah, so Will Smith, I got a toy from him that was autographed when I was little. Because my grandmother used to the Men in Black toy. Because my grandmother used to work at a hotel in Beverly Hills.
You said that,
yeah, and he gave her a toy. So good dude. And then I worked with her. I mean, I seen him on set on Hard North, that big ass trailer.
I was just about to say if it was a Hawthorne story or not. Okay.
Yeah, it was bro. It's like you the producer. You got that big ass fucking trailer on set. Like, bro, you ain't even acting.
Oh, like the Sky trailer or whatever it is.
Yeah, the 2-story. I'm like, bro, what is this? But I can't knock the hustle. Me, your producer, and then like I said, Jada was there. You feel me? I was right here next to Jada, and I was trying to be right here.
You said, "When are you gonna let me fuck Miss Smith?"
Oh no, I was very close. And
Will Smith be like, "Hey, with the way our shit works, go ahead."
Oh no, he would have said that. Good looking OG.
Yeah. Said, "Have a good time."
Yeah, no, right there, because she was right here. I'm looking. I'm like, damn, Pot, you got to come back.
Did Will Smith invent these hoes are for everybody?
Might be on to something. He might be on, but he didn't pass. You know what I mean? What's old girl's name? Margaret Robbie. He didn't pass
Margaret
her.
Robbie? No, you said no. He did the Dave Chappelle the one.
Keeping all the good meals to himself.
But yeah, Eternals. Like I said, I thought it started off good. I'm like, oh, I can kind of see what they're going for. And then, like I said, it repeats with the spoiler alert. We'll spoil a movie that's, well, I mean, fuck X and Van of the Black Variant. They spoiled this movie for me by retweeting the Screen Rant account, which spoiled a big reveal, which is that again, I already said spoiler alert 30 seconds ago, that Richard Madden's character Icarus died because legit this motherfucker flies into the sun, which is like the
Icarus.
corniest. That is literally the corniest thing ever in a superhero movie.
No, it's not, bro. It's based on the Greek mythology character.
They say that Sprite creates the myth after him. So then he goes on to live it. Is what? No. That was terrible. That was
to tell you. Okay, let me put the no. It's to tell you exactly how things play out. They play out the way it's like
no, because they create the myths just like how Thor creates the myths in the world they're living in, which is supposed to be our real world, but with Avengers and superheroes and superpowers and all that. But she because he's like the one that flew close to the sun. Kit Harington. Shouts to Kit Harington and Richard Madden, Rob Stark and Jon Snow reuniting. I know that was pretty cool, but yeah, I thought that was super corny and dumb. And at the end, like Kumail Nanjiani just says he does the Wong, I'm out, you'll take care of this on your own. I don't need to I'm good. You fight. I'm just no, I thought that was dumb. And he was pretty good up until that. There's some good unintentional comedy, mainly Barry Keoghan, who plays Druig, and his accent was I've been watching them fight each other for centuries when I've got the power to stop it. And I'm just just because they let everyone talk. I don't know. Angelina Jolie I think always talking in that fake voice where she's supposed to sound, I'm supposed to sound smarter than I am, which is just girl, your father is John Wick. Cut this shit out.
She tried to use that accent when she's acting. She really uses that accent. It's not even accent, just the way she delivers her lines.
Yeah, it's always it's supposed to be not British, but aristocratic. But yeah, and the action, which Chloe Zhao said was inspired by Man of Steel, especially when Icarus flies and all that, was pretty good. It's not the worst superhero action. There's been movies of far worse superhero shot action. But yeah, it was just the jokes, again, hit or miss. And it's just a weird place where, once again, we have just mentioned this on the previous episode or two. MCU film-wise might have peaked and is on, I'd say, a downturn.
Yeah.
Where the TV shows, even though I think the first episode of Hawkeye was great, the second one,
That's what I keep hearing.
But the TV is where it's going to be at least for the next. Well, again, we got Spider-Man coming up, and that's supposed to be the big one.
I think that's it. After that, you get that, and then Blade. I think that's it. Because the thing is, they keep pushing back Fantastic Four, was letting me know they don't feel comfortable with that. You know what I mean? Or
they have to push back a lot of stuff due to COVID, and due to productions being halted with other stuff. And it's just a matter of, will they be able to retain Spider-Man? And that's just not with Tom Holland being hey, I kind of don't want to be Spider-Man anymore. But they're just you're gonna be fucking Spider-Man. Who get your ass over here and
No, he figured out a way to get through that. I think because how he talking lately, he no, hey, that's crazy. What we said about Wong on the last episode, damn, that's crazy. Y'all.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, he legit is shout out to him for being listen, I was Spider-Man in a couple of films. I think he might have got a decent sized check for Uncharted. And that seems to be a one and done movie. I don't think that has the franchise implications that Sony thinks it will. That's why I think they combined the games into one movie or elements of other games.
What if he did Uncharted to get out his 360 deal with Marvel?
No, because it's both Sony.
No, but Sony and
Sony's only allowing
Far From
Marvel.
Home.
Don't forget, like he had to convince Sony to let Marvel continue to make movies with
Yeah.
Spider-Man involved.
That's when the
So-
fucking incels was going crazy 2 years ago. About
I mean, I was disappointed by it. So relax. I wasn't happy either, but
you're not really an incel.
But I'm saying he probably had this deal with Sony about like we're gonna do a Spider-Man movie and maybe more Spider-Man movies without Marvel, and he's probably like, I only really want to do these movies and Marvel's gonna be involved because you guys run a shitty shop over here. Like, no offense, but offense.
And that's what probably
and they were probably like
started
right,
the speedball of let me get the fuck up out of here.
But they were probably like, we'll do that if you'll be Nathan Drake, and he's probably like, oh bloody hell, fine, I'll do it because they've been wanting to make this movie for fucking years. Yeah. That's why they were like, Mark Wahlberg, you're not going to be the main guy. You're going to be the mentor to the main guy. He's like, all right, I'm here to get paid. Like,
yeah, that's all is Mark Wahlberg. Just pay me. Fucking pay me.
And now he has the woman of his dreams. So he's like, listen, I've got some coin in the bank. I've got me girl. And I just want to go off, have a couple of kids, maybe pick up carpentry again, because that's what his mom made him go do after acting wasn't panning out, was go to carpentry school.
So this man's Jefferson.
That's
so
wait, is he a carpenter as well? No.
Plug with the rub.
I can't wait to talk to Mr. Jefferson. Hopefully it's in the next couple of weeks.
We're gonna set it up.
But
yeah, no, he get down with the carpets too. So him and Tom Holland need to collaborate.
Oh shit. But yeah, it's like this man's like I'm at the peak of my, and he's like a year younger than me, which I'm just like, I thought about that too of Giannis. Giannis is only
26.
He's 26, about to be 27 is the crazy part. And I'm looking at Giannis, but also like looking at Giannis from like 18 feet in the air. Like,
so is everybody else in the league.
I'm like, we're the same age and the same species. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like,
listen. So is everybody else in the league. He's 26, 27.
I know you kind of agitated math with that tweet yesterday where it's like,
I'm not agitating that old
it's over.
man.
It's over.
I'm not agitating. I'm telling you what's up. This dude got a turnaround jumper. He is now about to be one of the most unstoppable players in NBA history.
Well, just again, you need a team still is the thing. I mean, granted, they won last year, but it's Chris Paul. Chris Paul's going to Chris Paul.
Yeah, but it's still when you get 20-some points, 7 boards, 2 blocks, 2 steals. Points. Like dog, he got that shit within 1 quarter, 2 quarters against the Nuggets. When you got that and it's based on you not driving like you used to do off the dribble drive, the dunk, now you can turn around, shoot that motherfucker. It's over. Yeah. There's no answer for somebody with a high arc. He got a 7'3" wingspan. What you gonna do?
How you gonna block that?
You can't. Because if you get up
with some go-go gadget boots,
bro, you can't. And then if you even get close to here, it's a foul. Even in the old days, you get close enough to here, you can't breathe on him. If you play a man,
that's why he put on. That's why you put on
that
muscle too. It's like, I'm not gonna be Kevin Durant and be pushed around. Like, I'm gonna push you around.
And the thing is, he all muscle, so that's why he just be bullying people. That's why. Shouts out to Ant Edwards. You know what I mean? He got the Timberwolves actually will make the playoffs if the season ended today. He was like, bro, it's 3 people against us. What we gonna do against that motherfucker? He said it kind of like that. He was like, what we gonna do against him, bro? Like he dunked it. I mean, he missed it and jumped up and dunked it. What we gonna do? It's 3 people. Which is right. I gotta see the Timberwolves play too.
Come out here, we'll go to a game.
Yeah, no, I gotta come out.
Don't come out here. It's gonna be frozen hell soon.
Well, it don't matter. I gotta go, you know what I mean, up north next month probably anyway again.
But yeah, and this was strange because this was like the one Marvel movie where there was like no villain. Like the deviants. That was a stupid thing too. Is like, oh, they literally just like, oh, we the bad guys. Like,
y'all motherfuckers could have. It's the concept of God, because that's what they really are. They just watchers of the universe, so to speak. That's why people don't really go in depth about the Eternals backstory, because it's so complicated as hell.
Yeah, I think what we should take away from this is that like I think my big takeaway from watching is like, I really wish this was like a one shot and like all these people died while trying to save the Earth. That would make a shit ton more sense than these people continuing to live in the universe going forward.
That's how it's supposed to be, though.
But no, it's like they're like it'll be like the Eternals will return. I'm like, I kind of hope they don't return.
No,
these are the only these are the only characters in the MC that I wish I'm like, I don't really want to see any more of these people anymore.
It made its money, so it's Disney, so it will return, but it doesn't need to.
It's funny. It made its money, which still isn't making the Marvel money it wants to. But they more or less expected the middle tier or lesser known characters to make a certain amount. Doctor Strange, etc. Like that, which is why they have been smarter with Disney Plus to put WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, which is more of a test run of that. Because again, that Anthony Mackie will be Captain America and Captain America 4, but that was a test run.
Well, he got to earn being Captain America.
Exactly. Well, I mean, but then Loki, again, they didn't really feel like would that really sell him. So I think it would. I think it would have made a decent amount due to that character and everyone loving Tom Hiddleston for the past decade because of that, because he was that character and all that. Hawkeye again didn't need its own movie, but neither did Black Widow because they're pretty much almost the same thing. But we'll get to that in a couple minutes. But yeah, this really was like, oh, I mean, what are they gonna do going forward? Like fight more people, especially like Harry Styles shows up at the end, and I'm just like, okay,
Thanos' brother.
Yeah, but like, again, he's Harry Styles, which is just like, yeah, we get it. You're a handsome looking man, like, and you got again, he has some weird fucking like sidekick, which I'm like, oh great, this is what this franchise needed, some fucking mini ogre to be his sidekick, which I'm just like, ugh.
Well, you got to look into
no offense to Patton Oswalt, who I like, but just I didn't need like great more bullshit comic relief with stuff like this.
Yeah, you got to look into his brother's story, being Thanos' brother.
The Star Fox shit and all that, yeah.
Yeah. Like he's not on that bullshit like Thanos stuff.
No, I'm just saying, but I'm like, oh no, he's a good guy. I know that. I'm just saying, like, I don't know.
Which is the everything goes back to what am I thinking of? Fucking Cain and Abel. It's the Cain and Abel type situation. Yeah. You got the good brother and the bad brother.
Which is again, I'm his brother. Look at you. You're Harry Styles of One Direction. And this is Josh Brolin as steroided Grimace. Like, how are you brothers? Like, is this?
Did you ever try out for One Direction?
Did I ever like? What do you mean? Oh, try out?
Yeah, you got the hair for it. You should try it out for One Direction. Hey, shouts out to Harry Styles once again. The multiverse.
With Styles being math.
Yeah, I was talking about.
I talked about this. I tried talking about it with him the other day. He wasn't going for it.
We talked about it yesterday on Where's Buffy. That shit had me rolling still. That's one of the funniest goddamn tweets ever. He said, I thought my daughter went to go see the ghost, Styles.
No, it's the sign of the times.
That shit had me in tears, bro.
We've got to get away.
He not the one that made that song, You Just Want Attention, right?
No, that's that's Charlie Puth.
I love that song. That's some shoot.
Attention.
That's some real shit. I can't even
goddamn. Every time I hear that song, I think of Major Pain. So
hey man, that's a real song though. Why do you do this to me? That's some real shit.
Stop it.
He's just like me.
I'm gonna start crying right on air right now.
I
gave you my attention.
This hands down one of our best episodes. You might as well cry too.
But yeah, it's just like it was one too fucking long just for them to be like, "Are we the bad guy?" It was literally like a family drama that had like some superhero stuff in it, which like they got an Academy Award winning director, and her style, and like this movie still looks like a Marvel movie is the funny part. All that shit about like her filming the ocean for real and all that. She just got to tell the story she wanted. Like that, this still looked like a Marvel movie. Like there was no brightness and colorfulness to the cinematography as like people thought they would be. It looked like a muted Marvel movie is the crazy part. Like the fucking like Loki is the best looking thing they've ever shot of an MC project. The cinematography of that with the framing and the shots is the best thing they've done.
Especially the wide shots too. On that last episode to put on Kane the Conqueror.
Exactly. Yeah. Whereas like this again, like I mean, I don't think Chloe Zhao's style is. I haven't seen any of her films, but I know her style really isn't artsy like that. It's more of like human emotion. and feeling.
And they
Which
didn't
is
capture
why.
none of that shit in Eternals.
Well, no, it's just again like so and so loves this person, but then loves this person, and that person loved them the whole time, and then there's just like bitterness. Again, it was really just a family it was a family drama, is what it was, that they just somehow incorporated superpowers. I'm just like, yeah. And then there are some good performances. I mean, Brian Tyree Henry shows up and he goes all out for his scenes. Shouts to Paperboy because he showed up ready to work.
Well, he's an actor.
An actor, yes.
Yeah, he's an actor.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever heard him, his shoot voice, he's an actor.
Yeah. But yeah, I just thought it was funny again that the big reveal is that Selma Hayek was dead, and I just immediately once again thought of X and his whole like how brave it was for them to cast a Latina actress, and she died immediately when in the but then they show her in the flashbacks, and I thought the flashbacks were pretty good, like them through history. That was entertaining. The Angelina Jolie heel turn, face turn, heel turn, face turn. I got tired of like the 8th time. I'm like, we get it.
Shit you say I do.
Yeah. Yeah, you haven't done it as much lately. Props to you. I'll give you credit for that. You used to 180 like 2 minutes would go by. I'm right back in it.
Well, after a while, you start saying, "Hey, man, if the deal is done, the deal is done."
On you is what it was. Yeah.
No, it's just that's how it works. Like, look, yeah, that's about right. I say that every 5 minutes anyway. No, I have a thing where it's just like if the deal is done, the deed has been done. That's one of my go-to sayings. I talk like a British scholar or English scholar, like goddamn Edgar Allan Poe. Like the deed has already been done. Just like the Eternals, I've seen everything before. I've seen it happen.
So the deed had been done. Type of shit is like Edgar Allan Poe would say, "Doth that not my chamber door?"
Yeah, I read a lot of Edgar Allan Poe.
Like basically, like what how Denzel's talking in the tragedy of Macbeth, where he's like, "Dost went to sleep."
Hey,
Denzel,
Michael Jordan versus Kobe.
Denzel showed up in that third teaser, took the knife out, and just went to Brendan Gleeson, and it's like the tragedy of Macbeth, and I'm just like, Denzel.
It's Michael Jordan. Hey, what I said yesterday, Michael Jordan versus Kobe. Will Smith is Kobe.
Again, we'll talk
Denzel
about it.
is Michael Jordan.
With when the nominations are announced and all that, we'll talk about it with hopefully with Cal. But yeah, I mean, what else can I say about Eternals? Just again,
it was to test the market.
Just no, I mean, I think they had to buy some goodwill finally with an auteur.
Yeah,
because they had botched it a few times. Edgar Wright, wanted to make Ant-Man a certain way, and they were like, no. So he left, and they've had the reputation of just having like C-level directors. The Russo brothers directed TV, and then they become the highest grossing directors of all time. Is the fucking funny part.
Yeah.
So they had to buy some goodwill for like directors for the future, where John Watts again is going to bounce from Spider-Man to Fantastic Four. That's why that's really on hold. Is John Watts had to put all this into making Spider-Man No Way Home to then now they're going to have to cast and write Fantastic Four. So that's why that's all the way in the back burner, because John Watts just doesn't have the time for it. But again, Peyton Reed, he may bring it on and he made all 3 Ant-Man movies. They had to get someone who was a big director, because guys like Ridley Scott, who, was like these like Marvel movies, that shite? Like, look at them. They're fucking terrible. But I'll make one if they want me to show them how it's done. And then he's like, yeah, Did you watch House of Gucci? Because you sent me the link. I just haven't seen it. But did you watch it?
I wasn't aware enough to watch that, because it's 2.5 hours. So
it's 2.5 hours as well. Yeah.
I never have energy. I'm tired every day, so I got to figure it out.
You and me both.
So there's no way I'll be able to sit there unless I get my second win and just sit there and watch it. But I shouldn't have watched that instead of fucking Resident Evil. I was like, I'll watch something. But then I watched Resident Evil and it was over.
They were almost the same runtime. I should have watched House of Gucci over Eternals. Again, what's funny is that like the promo for House of Gucci plays right before Eternals, where it's like Lady Gaga, Adam Driver, I believe Jared Leto as well. Like, you have to go to the theater to experience seeing this movie. I'm just like, piss off. Like,
yeah, give me a screener copy.
No, it's just like the movie theaters are dead. It's dying. It's gone. People, they got to understand that. Like, as much as, again, what's funny again, that national champions trailer played, where it's like, what's the NCAA going to do about student athletes? Well, they were like, the pandemic happened, they're like, we are fucked because no money is coming in because the sports aren't fucking on. And no one comes to these colleges to see people become doctors. No money comes in that way. It comes in because the fucking athletes, and it doesn't matter just any sport, mainly football, but it's not football's fault they have a monopoly on America. They just do. Unless it's a certain state like North Carolina, Kansas, where basketball is better, or, you know, and everywhere else. But Hollywood has to realize what HBO did this year. That's going to be the way. I was much happier to watch Dune on my couch.
Thank you.
Than going to the theater to see Eternals. Because also, like, halfway, like an hour into Eternals, my bladder's just not the same. I'm like, I gotta take a piss. Like,
bloody hell, I gotta go to the pisser.
Yeah, legit. Like, I gotta go to the loo.
Gotta relieve myself.
Because I'm so used to just, I can pause it, get right up, come back, resume it. I mean, or say like what I do with the Suicide Squad. I watched it the day it was released, watched it the next morning because it was available to me. And it was that good, but like I had the option to do it. Like, that's the model. Put it up for a month, take it right back down.
Yeah, I'm glad I did that with Shang-Chi. I waited. So
Shang-Chi, they did about a month, almost 2 months since it came out.
Which is smart. Like, just do that. Like, if you want to do that for Spider-Man, they're not gonna do that for Spider-Man because that shit about
No.
Because it's Sony. Sony gotta get their splits, and because it's about to make. I told you that shit about to make like $2 billion, bro.
Yeah. No, the other thing is, again, they're just the Kings. Keep seeing the same Kingsman trailer, which is like, yes, I'm gonna go see it, but that movie's gonna get buried at the box office because Spider-Man. And then
it come out the same day as the Matrix, right?
No, it's in between. Literally, like right in between, if I'm not mistaken.
Damn, I'm gonna have a 3-day stint at the. Well, not 2 days stint at the theaters.
That's when we'll be turning out these pods. Like, come on.
Yeah, because 3-day stint because I gotta watch Spider-Man, I gotta watch The Kingsman, and I gotta watch Macbeth.
Oh yeah, 4. So yeah, got it. That's gonna be that's another double disc.
Yeah, and then the Matrix. I'm gonna watch that at home.
Yeah.
So
definitely, I'm watching the Matrix on HBO Max instead of going to the
No, because I can't be in the theaters because I'm watching the Halo trailer. That's for the game.
Yeah, I would say it's good, but that they did a little teaser for the TV show that's finally being made,
and that's
which they've been talking about for like 20 fucking years.
Yeah, that's been rumored for years, but everything is in good timing. But no,
they cast
so that's 4 movies.
Pablo Schreiber as Master Chief.
I'm thinking about something right now. So Spider-Man tickets go on sale tomorrow. What about Macbeth and Kingsman?
That is, well, don't forget it's
limited.
Theaters first for Macbeth. I think it's the 14th, and then Christmas Day is Apple TV.
Wait, so Christmas Day is Apple TV?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna check in. I don't want to put it on the Summer Jam screen just because they might take it down. But I'm gonna check in, or we can check right now, me or you, and we can find out because I swear I thought it was like January for Apple TV. Because if it's on Apple TV, I don't need to go to the movie theaters for that. Because
I think you might be right about that. Yeah, hang on.
So Christmas Day.
Yep, January 14th, Apple TV.
But Christmas Day
is theaters. Yeah, because you and I talked about we actually have to go to the theater on Christmas to come back and record to talk about what might be the best movie of the year.
I don't give a fuck. I don't like Christmas anyway, so I watch it.
You don't like Christmas?
I don't celebrate no Christmas. I don't celebrate no holidays. I don't even celebrate my birthday. And my birthday is, what's the best way of saying this? The Matrix and my birthday kind of add up.
Yeah, Kingsman.
And the numbers are kind of significant. As a person that loves numbers and odd numbers, I just look at things a certain way. The Kingsman is the 22nd too, right? Or the 15th?
I thought it was the 18th. It's the 22nd. And then Spider-Man is...
So the same day as Matrix?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Okay, so I know how I could plan this out. And then Spider-Man is the 17th.
Yeah, so we'll have 4 of the biggest movies of the year to
Somebody's
talk about
close to me. Birthday is the same day as Spider-Man too, which is crazy.
Relax.
No. It's a relative, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like no. Yeah, that's a relative. I don't know any other Sagittarius woman except for her.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess no one will be matching Uggs with you then. So.
Oh yeah, but that's the same day as me though.
Yeah.
Okay, but so our birthday is the same day as that.
Our birthday.
Yeah, I didn't have to think about because legit, I was thinking about a relative on the same day as Spider-Man. That's why I didn't think about myself because, like I said, I don't think about myself. I think about others. I'm
See,
just
we
talking
won't
about my
be.
birthday.
See, we won't even be able to do our end of the year show until after seeing all those movies. See, the end, our end of this year show will be January 1st. What was the best of 2021 will be that.
I'm watching all of them in the same week, just because I actually been waiting for Kingsman damn near literally 2 years.
Yeah.
I've been
They kept
waiting.
postponing that movie, and I'm just like, it's never going to come out. It's going to get buried.
Right, and that's another one that should
And
be
it still will because it'll be in between Spider-Man and fucking The Matrix.
They know at this point, and then Macbeth. They like fuck it, bro.
Macbeth won't make as much money as it will, but it'll people will be like, oh, Macbeth. Like,
Macbeth might actually make the second most money.
No, it'll be Spider-Man, Matrix, Kingsman, Macbeth.
Why would I go to the theaters to see Matrix when I got it on HBO Max though?
People went to the theaters to see Dune when it was on HBO Max.
That's right, because you do want to see it like in 3D, big ass.
I wanted to go see Dune in the big screen, but I was just like, I literally bought the big screen TV, my 65-inch TV that day to watch Dune instead of going to the theater.
I can't watch The Matrix in theater because I'm gonna be too busy doing that. The fucking Once Upon a Time in Hollywood point, and then I'm gonna be at the board like Charlie and Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
You're gonna get up in front of the projector and be like, "Stop that shit! Stop that! Here, I gotta explain." You're gonna be working the projector like you're fucking John Madden. Like, see, right here.
You got them shooting in slow motion in the metaverse.
What's funny is that these Spider-Man No Way Home promos are terrible.
They have to.
It's just like, oh my god, like this looks like the worst movie ever made. It's the
worst kept secret in movie history.
Well, I mean, it's just they're so slapdash together. It's just like
because it's a 2.5 hour movie.
What they should have done, they dropped that first trailer with just the hint of Alfred Molina, the hint of Willem Dafoe and Jamie Foxx. Then the second one should have just been Tom Holland looking at Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. Just like 10 seconds of that, and then be like Spider-Man No Way Home this date, and then
can't give away the sauce, brother.
You have to, because at this point everyone's just like, we know what's gonna happen. If it's not gonna happen, we riot in the streets. Like,
but guess what? We got your money. They moving like this, we man.
Yeah.
I got your fucking money.
If John Cena wins, we riot. That's them like one night stand, Money in the Bank type shit. If Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield aren't in this movie,
how can I title it? If Tom and Toby don't show up, we riot. That's a long ass title.
If Andrew and Toby.
Yeah, Andrew and Toby don't show up, we riot.
Fuck Tobey Maguire. Fuck
no disrespect. LA legend.
Oh, I knew you would say that.
Even though his area where he's from,
again, he's the Orlando Bloom. Like, I made all this Spider-Man money. I ain't doing shit for the rest of my life. Then he did that movie Brothers to show he can act, which is just him freaking out, and everyone's like, brilliant. It's like he just stopped being Spider-Man and started yelling. That's all he did.
He can't act worth a damn.
No, he's a terrible act. That's what I'm saying. That's why he's the worst.
That's the worst case of PTSD I ever seen. Like, bro, I've been around people with PTSD or PTSWD.
Speaking of PTSD, Hawkeye.
Okay.
I think we've mentioned the great state of California enough. I don't think we have to go back into PTSD it's caused us, but the Thanos was right written on the urinal is pretty funny, which is, imagine like you legit save the world from the guy who eradicated half of it, and then some motherfucker writes on the urinal like, you know what? Shit was better. Traffic in New York there was no traffic because all the people were gone.
Jeremy Renner wrote that himself.
Okay, here's the thing, because I've seen some people tweet about Jeremy Renner and all that. I'm not going to play devil's advocate for Jeremy Renner, but here's what happened with Jeremy Renner.
Even though you're a neighbor, or he used to be in California.
Fuck you.
Stockton's
own Jeremy Renner.
Exactly.
Jeremy Renner is the antagonist of a little movie called SWAT from 2003, where he rivals Colin Farrell. And what's funny is Colin Farrell is the guy at the moment, and Jeremy Renner isn't. 6 years later, Jeremy Renner usurps Colin Farrell with The Hurt Locker.
Mm-hmm.
Then he does The Town, where he gives a fucking phenomenal performance as Jem, where he's like, "You grew up here, same rules that I did," and he beats Ben Affleck's ass. Where like Jeremy Renner is 5'10", and he somehow like pistol whips Ben Affleck and goes for a double leg, like he's the fan against Seth Rollins. Like,
did he call it? Jeremy Renner definitely would call him boy as well.
Yeah, probably, yeah. But he's great in that movie.
Well, Ben Affleck, he'll call boy. He'll call the.
But so right after that, this man is tasked with taking over two of the biggest franchises of the past decade. Around that time, Mission Impossible and the Bourne franchise. Halfway through Ghost Protocol, Tom Cruise is like, I see what they're trying to do. You ain't taking this shit from me. Does the Kobe Bryant in 05, 06. Like, I'm doing all the scoring here.
Mm-hmm.
Smush Parker, get the fuck out the way. Like, you ain't putting up these numbers anymore. Jeremy Renner is then like a bit player in Rogue Nation and then doesn't even appear in Fallout, even though Chris McQuarrie was like, "Hey, would you come back to die in Fallout?" And Jeremy Renner was like, no thanks. I'm good.
I'm not doing the job.
Yeah, legit. He's like, fuck Tom Cruise and the horse he rode in on.
A miniature horse.
I don't beat your ass. Like,
what if he socked him out? Remember how JR socked the shit out of Paul Heyman? Hammered.
But then Chris McCord goes on a podcast when he revealed that he's like the real opening for Mission Impossible Fallout was Jeremy Renner dying during the Berlin sequence. But Jeremy Renner said, "No, I'm good. I'd rather just not use my off day to go film this cameo." And Chris McCord's almost like, you know what? I should just kill you off to begin with. That way you can never come back. But he didn't do that because really he should have been the villain for the upcoming two movies, not S.I. Morales. No offense, but it should have been Jeremy Renner being like, "You took it from me, Tom Cruise." Same thing. He makes The Bourne Legacy. 4 years later, fucking Matt Damon comes back is like, nope. Guess who's back, bitches? Matty D and Paul Greengrass, which is like, no one wanted your shaky cam bullshit to come back. Fuck out of here.
I hated that shit, bro.
I mean, I've only seen The Bourne Legacy once. It's all right. The thing about The Bourne Legacy is that like Oscar Isaac's in it, and it's like Oscar Isaac right before he blew up. But it's also like, oh, he really should have been either like the villain or fucking the character instead of Jeremy Renner. But like Jeremy Renner had two star-making franchises taken away from him. And then he's cast in the Avengers to be the guy who's just supposed to stand there and legit be like Nick Collison. Mm-hmm. Like, we're not counting on you for key moments. You're just here because we need to have five guys on the court.
Boys. Yeah. You need the ball.
We'll give you the ball a few times, just if you get a shot, hey,
just to relieve the offensive players.
He's basically essentially he's Steve Novak. You have a specialty, like you shoot some threes, not the arrows. I'm just saying, like you come in, you shoot threes. That's all you do. Like Jeremy Renner isn't here to be the funny guy. Right. He's there to be like the serious guy. Like he's the average. Again, the whole point of Age of Ultron, like they focus on Hawkeye and his fucking family on this stupid farm. Yeah, that was dumb. But it was like, this guy didn't do shit in the first one. And they had to be like, hey, he was the bad guy. He was helping the bad guy because he was mind controlled. And then he had to show like, hey, I can do some other stuff. But he's not meant to be like witty because Joss Whedon wrote the other characters all to be witty. Mm-hmm. You had to be the grounded guy. So, I mean, to be like, I think the whole point is also that the Matt Fraction Hawkeye, I think, is a little bit more looser and comedic. But we've seen what they've done with past comic arcs. They've changed them and altered them, and like in Age of Ultron, Hank Pym creates Ultron, and but Tony Stark does not make so much more sense anyway. But I get what they're trying to do. With this is that Hawkeye, Clint Barton's trying to show Kate Bishop what it's like to be a hero. Like you actually have to heal your wounds because you are human. You're not going to be like Thor and you're a god, or the Hulk can survive anything, or Captain America just somehow. That's what never made sense about Captain America. Like he couldn't age, but he could still get shot like 7 times and live. I'm like, what the fuck? That like I'm still just like kind of confused because in Winter Soldier, Bucky was just beating his ass, but like he was still alive.
Bruh. What I was about to say? Let me see. I wasn't distracted by my phone. So Jeremy Renner The Hawkeye show, I probably watch. I've never been a big fan of Hawkeye, like except for what video game was that? I had it on a Super Nintendo where I used to play the arcade game. I think it was the Avengers. It was like a 2D fighter game. Super Nintendo arcade, whatever. That's the only time I ever fuck with Hawkeye. I never liked him as a character. I don't like Green Arrow. I don't like motherfuckers with arrows. All right.
Robin
I'm
Hood.
I'm not against people that do archery because I know somebody does archery. She's really good at it. And I know somebody else is good at archery. They're good at it. I just don't do it. Shouts out to Link from Legend of Zelda. That motherfucker's really good at it. I just don't. That's not my choice of weapon. If I want to use something, I use the new school archery. The R. Anderson.
It's called
archery.
a gun.
Yeah, I use the R. Anderson.
That's what's so funny is that like the episode, it starts off a very emotional scene, and at the end, young Kate Bishop looks at her mom. She's like, "I need a bow and arrow." Imagine your daughter at like 5 years old says like, "Because I can't have a gun, I need a bow and arrow to protect us." But mainly because she was inspired by Hawkeye saving her in the Battle of New York. Then it meant like, bow and arrow, like, I'll just get you a gun. Like, what are you gonna like? There's a good SNL skit. There's a good SNL skit when Jeremy Renner hosted SNL and he's playing Hawkeye, and they're like, "Hawkeye, take out those ones over there." He's like, I can't. They're like, "Why?" He's like, "Because I'm out of arrows." And they're like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm all out." Like, "How many did you bring?" 12. And they're like, "Just 12?" And I killed 12. You're welcome. Like, it just shows like he's that useless because like no, it's pretty good, but it's just like he's just like that's all like, and then like Black Widow, like, "What does she do?" And it's like the girl Kate McKinnon playing Black Widow, just like, "Oh, what do you mean? What I do?" Just like posing, all like innuendo, and then they're like, he's like, "Oh, that's why she's here." Like, but he has a good bit about a Mexican standoff type skit with 3 guys pointing guns at each other. It's pretty good. But
hey, bro, listen. Did he say, "Ladies and gentlemen, Godsmack"?
I forget who. Let me look up who. No, it was Maroon 5 because Adam Levine's in that good skit. I'm talking. So he was like, "Ladies and gentlemen, Maroon 5."
I gotta follow that account.
And it was probably so it was 2012. So it might have been Moves Like Jagger, or it had to have been "Give Me One More Night."
It was One More Night because Move Like Jagger.
Or it might have been. It was probably also Payphone as well. I'm at a payphone.
I can't stand fucking Maroon 5 with all my
I
heart.
like Maroon 5.
You got the hair like him. That's why I like Adam Levine.
Oh, here you. I just look like any white guy with hair. Just say that at this point.
I don't want to know. No.
All right, that one's bad. That one is. I will say that one is bad. Yeah, that one is.
And I actually kind of like that song, so I'll take it.
I knew you would because that's why you said that.
Wasted. Am I something? I hate that fucking song. Kind of.
You don't like with him and the him and Kanye West song, the
Coming Home.
No, that's Chris Martin of Coldplay. You dick.
Sound the same.
No, him and Kanye's because nothing's ever tomorrow
Today.
The day. Yeah,
but we'll find a way. And nothing less be ever but be honest, babe. Heaven's only man. Listen, that song. Never mind. I don't even want to talk about.
I'm gonna be as tatted as like Adam Levine with his fucking tattoos all over. Like I'm almost gonna get to a point like that.
No, he got some Mickey Mouse ass tattoos.
He does though, yeah. But also like
140.
Also childhood best friends with Jonah Hill.
Is Adam Levine from LA?
No? What?
Adam Levine from LA?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Jonah Hill's brother managed Maroon 5. Maroon 5. He's the one.
Oh yeah, that's right. God bless. His brother passed away, I think, recently, right?
Yeah. A few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but him and Jonah Hill have known each other a majority of their lives.
Okay, so Adam.
That's why they did those. That's why they did those commercials a few years back. Those VR commercials.
Okay, so Adam Levine got to be from the Valley as well, which explains his music.
Definitely from. Let me see.
Yeah,
because
Jonah Hill was from the Valley.
Angeles. Yeah.
Just like Scorpio Sky, when they say he from LA, I'm like, no, you from the Valley, bro. TJP as well. You from the Valley, bro.
Well, from Los Angeles, California.
They from the Valley, especially TJP. That mindset, either he from the OC or he from the Valley. And then Scorpio Sky, he from the Valley. Ain't no boy, cause ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. You from the area I'm from.
But
shouts out to Jeremy Renner.
Where are we at?
He about to be in that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh yeah, Don't Look Up. See, that'll be. We'll have to talk about that too. And that'll be a Netflix movie. That's almost around the same. That's almost in like
That's
2
this week,
3
right?
weeks.
Is it? I thought it was this week. That shit was supposed to come out. Remember they used to talk about
No, it's what it was a December release.
No, but remember it was in production like 2 years ago.
Yeah, December 10th. So it'll be
next
2 weeks from 2 weeks. Yeah. Well, I mean, a week from now essentially is.
Bro, time going by. We at the end of the year, ain't that a bitch?
Yeah, that's why I said that like 2 weeks ago to you. I'm like, look at we're already in November. Shit.
We've been doing this shit. We've been doing the same song, same dance over and over.
Don't get me started on that.
We're gonna be doing this to the end of time.
But yeah, Don't Look Up. I mean, and I didn't watch any because the Cowboy Bebop live action just dropped. I didn't watch any of that.
It's okay.
I never finished the anime either. I know it's only 20-something episodes, and you're like, finish it. But again, I don't watch cartoons like that. No offense, I just don't.
The Cowboy Bebop show is pretty good.
I know it pissed a lot of people off, but anything well, anything like that pisses people off, whether it's done correctly or incorrectly.
That's what I'm saying. They go fuck themselves. Motherfuckers, go outside and go lift some weights. That's all I need to do.
I told you I was trying to lift some weights
so he get
last couple
like
of days.
This.
I did. I went yesterday morning. Yes, last night and the previous morning as well. No, previous night. I went.
God damn. Just keep at it. If you want me to show some regimens, I can. You gotta do 100 reps.
This is like in Napoleon Dynamite. It's like, come look at my tapes, and it's just him throwing the ball. Bruh. You lifted weights, just like. Are you gonna be the weightlifting guy, like how the guys teaching self-defense? Is that gonna be your corner?
Hell no.
See what you do right here. See what you do right here is.
I ain't motherfucking Brian Pumper up here doing that stupid shit, bro. I lift my shit. I don't know what the fuck he talking about. He gonna get people killed.
I mean, this guy and Steven Seagal got to have a real fight at some point just to see who's gonna.
You know what's so funny? I think that dude is actually from Detroit too.
That's gonna be like the Brock Lesnar Goldberg of fights. Remember how the first match they just stood at each other, and then they each did one move at a time.
I was gonna say it's gonna be like Undertaker versus Goldberg.
Oh my god!
They're both washed up.
Brain buster.
Wait, motherfucker! You ain't supposed to really hit me on my head.
You want to see a dead body?
Taker was like, that boy getting picked.
Troubles on my mind, my little brother cry.
How you know about that?
Nostalgia?
Yeah.
I still have to surprise you sometimes. I can't tell everything.
Yeah, that's one of the greatest guest verses ever. He went the fuck off on that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's Pusha T. It's not how to go. It's not that hard to outshine Pusha T. All you got to do is breathe.
Not great lyricist, but that shows you how great that was like young K-Dot going insane.
Yeah.
And after that, he was like, you know what? This rapping shit too easy. Let me do what spin.
Why did he do that? Why did he do that?
Because he's a fucking artist. That's why.
Why does he do all the shit he does in his videos? It doesn't make sense to me.
Because he's a fucking artist. That's why. He's one of the greatest artists of all time.
Do you think he could be a good actor?
He's a fucking. Did you not see Power?
Was he on Power?
Bruh, he played a crackhead. He was fucking phenomenal.
Oh, I didn't see that episode, but I forgot that. Yeah.
My nigga.
Is that what he did?
Dog. I said, yeah, he needed to be an actor. That shit was fucking hilarious.
It's not that hard to be a good actor on Power.
No, but
all you gotta do again is breathe.
No, but he didn't have to go that hard.
No offense to my guy Joseph Cora, who's actually good.
But bro, he didn't have to go that hard in that role. He went hard, and that was like a day player role.
Yeah,
he could be a phenomenal actor, bro, and he's short, so.
Yeah, I mean, shit.
That's a tiny man with power, bro.
Yeah, he's what, like 5'7", 5'8"?
Shit, about 5'5". But that's what I'm saying.
5.
God makes certain people to show you that God is.
Okay, relax. Be like Tom Cruise, Rey Mysterio, Kendrick Lamar. What do they all have in common? They're short, but they're talented.
That's what you. It's like, bro, God makes certain people to show off. Like, bro, you can't have everything. Like, imagine if I had a hairline.
But I want everything.
Like, imagine if I had a hairline. I'd be a
That was
fucking
funny
cheat
about
code.
Eternals. The girl was like, "Why did he make me this way? Like, why did he make me a 14-year-old girl when I want to grow up and be an adult and like have sex with Richard Madden?" I'm like, I don't know.
That's what it is. Like, imagine me being handsome with a hairline. Come on, bro. It's a cheat code.
I don't know nothing about being handsome, so
Yes, you are. I looked you in your eye.
don't do the because that episode hasn't dropped yet.
I'm gonna say it again for anybody that's listening. Look at him. Look at his back.
Banks saw me in
Pause.
person and was just like, "Give it to me, baby."
I beg your pardon.
No, like the
Look
Rick
at him.
James.
Look at them, women. Not for me, because you know what I mean. If you're a man, that's what you into. Go ahead. I ain't tripping. I ain't knocking it, but look at him.
No, if a man complimented me like that played for the team, like you're a good looking man, I'd be like, well, thank you.
Yeah, we gotta start complimenting each other, man.
Yeah. What's the
I'm secure about myself. So
again, like what I said, yeah, I always say again, especially when you have to talk about like wrestlers or actors, you're looking at people's looks and bodies. Like, come on. Don't be like that immature or like homophobic. That's even more homophobic to be like, no, like what? What do you mean? Like,
I'm too insecure about myself to, you know what I mean, to be up here sitting.
Look at his back.
I ain't gonna say all that. Hey, but listen, Rhea Ripley, I'm on yo.
Rhea Ripley got tired of people talking about her back, so she decided to get that ass.
She been, hey man, listen, I told you.
You said it before. You said it before, yeah. We also said she wasn't as jacked in person. It was a lot of TV.
No, she ain't. She ain't even.
A lot of,
it make her look like she like 6 foot.
Well, a lot of TV and her compared to the other women. Which again, if I saw Sasha Banks in person, I'd probably be like, "Holy shit!" Well, one I'd be like, "Holy shit!" in one way, and then "Holy shit" the other way.
I ain't got the "Hey Lover" beat, but I saw her in person.
Oh, really? What was that?
I told you all that.
Did I? Oh, you might. Yeah, was that when you saw Xavier Woods as well?
This was last year. When I stayed in a certain area, not that far from where I'm at. She was at the Starbucks.
And you said,
"Oh no, I was about to be like Joe." Oh, rude. No, hey, listen. Let me tell y'all something about me. All right, I'm a very confident man because I have to be. That's how you get this far in life. Besides hard work, dedication, and God. But listen. There's certain women.
Oh, there you go.
There's certain women. I can't even no sell. Because I looked straight at. I was looking at her like,
"Don't. No, we're not going that direction either. Nope. No.
I'm talking about Sasha Banks, bro.
I know. I'm just saying we're not going.
I'm not going nowhere else. But
I'm not saying we're going. I'm just making sure. I'm grabbing the wheel with you.
I'm not gonna do it. No. Because I gotta relax. So, but I seen her, and I was just like, that Diddy meme when dude was looking at him. That was me looking at her, and I was trying not to be too creepy, so I kept looking away. But I said,
hands, touching hands,
but I was
reaching out.
I was like, I think I could make dresses. That's what I said when I looked at her. I think I can make clothes because that's the only reason.
Joe, can you teach me? And
Yeah.
Joe's like,
Is that the name of her dude that he making on the?
No, I'm talking about Mr. Jefferson.
I can't make her no rug. She won't. Goddamn.
No, like, she can wear a rug. Come on.
She wear one on her head every week.
Stop. No. Too far. No, that's a flag on the play. No.
Hey, man. I'll buy all the.
You are out of here. Like when the referees throw the valets or the managers out.
You know that T.I.
Like when Ric Flair when he would just throw the jacket. Knee drop.
That shit is hilarious when he start stripping in the ring and WCW.
Whoa.
Schiavone's like, bro, what the fuck going on around here?
Tony Schiavone's like, I have a wife and kids.
But you want Britt Baker?
Adam Cole again. It's like that there is my girl.
Hey man, as I'm talking about people that's in relationship, I'm just hearing "Why You Want It" by T.I. You ever heard that song?
Which song?
Why you want to do that, love? Huh? Why you want to do that? Do that?
Maybe.
That's by T.I.
Can't recall it, but
at the end, he asked a question at the song. Follow your heart. Let me just ask you one thing: is you happy? That's it.
No, it's that one. It's the thing where like, if you have to ask someone if you're happy when you're with them, that's not a good sign. But again, we're not going to go in that direction because it always gets me in trouble.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's how I start whistling.
okay, that's not the sign.
Take us out of here,
Shoot.
Bob.
Shoot him.
Get us out of here, Bob.
But yeah, I mean, so you haven't watched Hawkeye at all?
I ain't watching that shit.
Okay, fuck you. So what we'll be talking about next week? Who knows?
We're gonna come up with something.
Yeah.
Trust and believe.
I still gotta watch. I gotta catch up on shit ton of stuff. Is the thing.
Yeah. We trust me, man. Hey, we've been doing.
No, I'm just saying, like me personally, like
I
I gotta watch last week and this week, Succession and Insecure. I gotta finish like AEW from the last week and a half. Just got a bunch of shit to catch up on.
Yeah, I've been thinking about going back to watch AEW, but it's just like, hey man, I'm trying to stay awake, bro. I ain't going with you. That's my common goal in life these days is let me try to stay awake.
I'm almost like that where I'm trying to fall asleep, but it's more just like I'm putting myself on the charger to like recharge and then get right back up so I can stay awake. But I'm like, why am I going to stay awake? Especially on a day where I'm not recording, but just like to stay awake, I guess. But,
brother, let me tell you a little secret about me.
I think that's why I'm like, I should really put some time in the gym if I'm going to be up like this for no reason.
Yeah, no, the gym has saved my life. It gave me, if I was out of shape, there's no way I'll be sitting here doing this. Like, I'm exhausted because I barely slept last night, which is always the case. But like right now, it's like, all right, I was gonna try to get 10 minutes in before I record again, but it's like, fuck it.
I was gonna do the same thing too, but I was also watching the night game, so I'm like, I can't fall asleep while the game's on, and then like watch me oversleep when we're about to record, or wake up and be like, shit, what time is it?
Yeah, no. So that's all. It's like I'm really on my Okada shit right now. My Okada, I'm really like I'm
and
like
no wonder
Ibushi. All right,
you can't
now
fucking move,
bro. Legit, it's like that. It's like, oh my god. That's how I am with fatigue.
Golden Star.
Right. That's how I am with the fatigue.
Yeesh. Yeah.
What we said on disc one. So you walking around like
oh no, it just hit like no, because he has these crazy like back and neck muscles that Kota Ibushi just walks around like he is slouched or hunched, but it's like because you just work out like this section only so you can take these bumps. That's I think really what it is. He just works out like this section of his body so he can take all these neck bumps and be like I'm good. And the rest are like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right, exactly.
And then Ishii's just like
just take, bro. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's like, okay, now it makes sense why Kenny be out there hurt.
Kenny Omega's just like, I'm doing the best I can. Like,
but now you got to sit down, unfortunately.
My knees, my stomach, my shoulders. He's like, man. But anything else you want to say? Anything else that you wanted to bring up that we haven't talked about yet before we wrap up?
No, I think that's it for the most part. Because I got to start. I don't think you're gonna watch it, but I'm about to start watching BMF. I'm on episode 2, but
no, I'm not.
I just
restarted watching Billions. Started rewatching that because I never finished it, but yeah. But I know BMF is supposed to be pretty good. The Tommy show I'd be interested in watching just because I liked Tommy. But
yeah, I'm waiting on that. I'm gonna watch book 2, season 2. I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch BMF, and then the Tommy show, is that this month or December? I thought it's February.
I think it's February. Yeah, it'll be right after book 2 ends.
Okay, so I'm definitely I'll catch up on everything.
Yeah, I was kind of interested in book 2. I haven't watched it. I was kind of interested just because again, it was the kind of story I'm into where like him trying to become Ghost. Again, that's why it's called that. But like, it means I got a bit every time I see him, like, oh yeah, Bit Power is one of the worst. That was one of the worst written shows ever.
Mm-hmm. Nah, you still gotta watch it. Like, it was hard to get through book 2, season 1, just because Mary J Blige was so mad every 5 minutes. Like, damn, you can't blame the kids for everything. You made like 2 of them like killers. You feel me? So it's like you can't be mad at them. Then Tyree finesse and everything. Then she like keep an eye on this motherfucker. Like, damn, bro, like why you keep letting him in the house then? And then him going through his thing with the sister on there who was Pressure, but then you got Tasha from Everybody Hates. Yeah, that's who he was in school with. Now that's Pressure. That's
it. I mean, the Pressure show that I've been watching. I haven't watched the last 2 episodes. Is the show Queens with Eve and Tori Naughton, Brandy, and my girl Nadine Velasquez from My Name Is Earl. The Tina Pressure.
What is that show about? Is that like it's not a talk show?
No, they're basically like the girl groups that they were a part of, essentially, you know, but trying to recapture what they had 20 years ago.
Oh shit! I need to check that out. I didn't know it was an actual show. I thought it was like
no.
What Cameron doing on there?
Playing Cameron.
Oh no, I gotta watch this shit like tonight.
Legit.
Yeah, I gotta watch this.
It's like there's like Cameron on ABC.
Oh, so it's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu.
Yeah, okay. I'm about to watch that tonight.
Yeah, I think it's episode 5 or 6 is right now. I gotta watch the last 2, but it's all right. Mainly just like, damn, these are some to this day.
Yeah. No. So yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I can't think of anything else that I've been really watching that's brand new, at least. Yeah. No, I mean, Eternals. I would say it's bottom tier MCU, but not the worst. I would still probably say Black Widow was the worst, in my opinion. And I'm glad you and I never talked about it. I know you and Van did on the Black variant, but you and I never did, thankfully, because I just would have been like, "This is the worst piece of shit."
We'll talk about it in the year end.
No, because we talk about the best of the year. We don't want to talk about the worst of the year.
We got to. In order to get the best out of life, you got to talk about the worst, because there is no worst. It's always the best.
No, there's always
perceived to be the worst is the best.
No, there is worst.
I don't believe in bad or good. Just like I told Mac yesterday, I don't believe in time. He said, "I'm getting out of here."
He bullshitting.
Yeah, and he left after that too. So
yeah, I bet he did. I was just saying he legit left. He was like, "Yep,"
because time is not a real thing.
But I wanted you to erase my time.
Please. Actually, we could end on that note. I actually went back and listened to CLB. It's actually gotten better.
I listened to the songs separately. Again, like I said, I still had the belief that it was one thing and he changed his mind.
He got a new album coming too. It's rumored.
Exactly. Well, that was the thing when we did our episode, is that like this was a placeholder. And a placeholder that was also reactionary to what the other guy was doing. But now since him and the other guy have made up,
pieced up,
because they had guns pointed at them, if you don't stop this shit. And then of course I think this is what I don't think you and I predicted it, but I think me, Gold and Graham predicted that on the Sheep Show. That a reunion, that a tour or a show was coming between them. Yeah. And that's now the thing that's happening, which...
When Mr. Prince said you're going to do something, you better do it.
Yes, sir. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll be there early.
Yeah.
I'll be there 2 hours. 5 minutes later, I'll be there in 5 minutes.
You know, I'm just going there right now, so I'm not late when it happens.
You see, they took that picture in front of the compound where he put the address out being Kanye in Canada. He said, "No, we're gonna fly together. No, I'll meet you there. No, we fly together. Take the picture right here."
Yeah, but that was only the crazy thing that happened. Which I was just I didn't even, because we didn't do an episode last week and we didn't talk about it on disc 1. But yeah, I mean, to me, am I disappointed that they made up? I mean, it was gonna happen one day, so it just happened sooner than like 2 years from now. But it was gonna happen. Was the thing?
Okay. And then this is
but I'm also not like it was a work the whole time. I don't believe that at all.
No, I don't think Kanye does the work for the most part, because now he see that non-talented son bitch with his wife, and he like, nah, I gotta get her back. Nah, and then it's good timing, man. Off the news that we got earlier today with his one of his good friends, or who proceeds to be his good friend, and then
or a
making
lot
up
of
with
the
somebody.
or the person that a lot of people say was really him in the way.
Yeah,
there was the whole Kanye West was really Virgil Abloh, and
yeah, that was his little brother.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean like in like anything Virgil Abloh did, Kanye West did that, and like it's I always say, I think we said this once before. I'm mad I can never find it, but someone had that good tweet where like each Kanye album was this person.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the whole idea that he becomes someone else or is influenced by someone else to then basically become a new person as a whole. It's almost like how someone would have a new gimmick in wrestling and is able to adapt over and over. Basically the Chris Jericho thing, constantly reinventing yourself. And that was Kanye. Every album was he was reinventing as someone else. One album he was Kid Cudi, one album he was Travis Scott, etc.
Right.
But the whole thing I think people realize is that once Virgil Abloh broke off Off-White, and especially the Nike collection, it was like, was it really this guy the whole time, being the creative force of the biggest star in the world or what? But again, just a tragic thing. I mean, again, like we said at the beginning, but he'll leave an impact. He'll have a legacy. I think that's kind of one of the most important things you can do when you pass, whether if it's soon or late in life, if you had an impact or a legacy that's memorable and hopefully a positive light, and you can inspire others to continue to create and adapt and bring change and all that, then that's what it's all about. I mean, our show, I don't think is really that in the grand scheme. If we inspire someone, that would be amazing. I don't know who I would inspire.
That's what I try to tell you. I hear the feedback just from a small demographic of people. That's good enough, bro. Like this is how I work. All right, fuck it. We gonna end shooting. This is how I work as a person.
shooting.
I don't need the fucking accolades. I don't need
accolades would be nice.
No, for you. I want everybody else to win. I want
kiss
everybody
my
else to get the
ass. I got it.
Yeah, like on some real shit. I want you to get the accolades. I want everybody else. Me, I don't give a fuck about getting shit. You feel me? I want some money, but I don't give a fuck about.
I said it on the last episode on Discord that I want women just to be like Davis, and then be like,
how you know that's not going to happen? It can't happen.
Oh, I hope. I mean, the next event, if a certain individual, I would just drop it. No, don't do it.
Because you just like me.
If that happened, I just would be like, remember, like in Space Jam, like. See, that was the thing about Eternals. The villain was the Monstars. They took the powers. Like, come on.
Yeah, because seeing Salma Hayek,
but no, I mean, I took your talent.
Did my dance on TikTok went viral with it?
Don't forget, Ed Norton fumbled Salma Hayek.
Yeah, this goddamn line, bro. I'll be out there. See, esta ni titia.
Como se dice? I don't know why I'm doing Italian hands.
Como dice? Let me kiss one cheek.
But yeah, I mean. No, go ahead. What you're saying, like you don't like the praise to begin with. You're just like math in that way, where like
I don't like praise.
Stop it.
I don't like compliments, because for the most part, except for the people, like you know what I mean. I've been doing this life shit too long to tell when somebody bullshitting me just to get something out of me, and when people generally fuck with you. So I don't like shit anyway. I'm paranoid. Most people make me paranoid, and I'm not talking about being scared. I just don't. DTA, son. Don't trust nobody. So it's like, if I got to
tell you something, son.
Yeah, like with certain people, I keep my guard up. Not you, but certain people I keep my guard up with because
not you.
Not you. I gotta stop.
That was on accident though.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's right here now. But no, it's just like with me personally, bro. I don't care about no accolades. I don't care about none of that shit because most motherfuckers be bullshit you begin with. Most people just want shit from you. Let's keep it a buck. Most motherfuckers only want you if you could do something for them. It's not generally love because most motherfuckers are selfish. It's a lot of selfish motherfuckers in this planet, particularly in LA. A lot of selfish motherfuckers out there.
Well, I mean, that's the point of the city is
So
be a star.
motherfuckers only want you for the time that they want you, and then if you can't do nothing for them, then it's fuck you. So that's why I said, you can't bullshit a bullshitter, because I just read shit too well. So with me and praise and worship, don't give me that shit, because you really don't love me. You don't love me like my child.
Fool me once, fool me, can't get fooled again. This man wrote a wrestling promo.
You don't love me like my child. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know.
The one song I do like is the I'm still working on me because I'm coming back better for you.
Are we on, brother? But no, it's just, you know what I mean?
That, and I mean, again, it is a great album. I might have like shocked some people with my initial reaction. Not to get back to that, but I'm just saying, like, again, get along better is good because I get along better with your friends. Like, but great album. It's a great album.
With your friends.
Crack. He said 3 years after me. But no, I mean, accolades would be nice, just so I can throw them on the ground like Shane Douglas, and say piss off, you know.
Hey, I was actually watching that promo this morning.
Again, it's amazing.
And they can all kiss my ass.
He said, as I hold a title for a promotion that died 5 years ago.
I might actually post that now. Or when you put these episodes up, I'm gonna post it, because that's funny how things work.
Well, we just referenced it. That's why. Like, it's
this morning I was playing that.
Maybe that's what we'll do next week. We'll talk about our favorite wrestling promos. We've been trying to do that for a while. But fuck it. We'll do it live.
I'm definitely down for that. So,
but yeah, I mean, accolades and awards would be nice, just to be, again, like, it's written here, whether, you know, it's biased or not. I don't know how I would get a bias award, but and it's that aspect of, like, again, like the Drake thing, like, give me my respect, like
as you want when we do this shit, because it's like, bro, this shit is, motherfuckers don't understand like how hard shit is when you trying to build it from the ground up. That's what I always tell people, like, you gotta deal with life shit, you gotta deal with work shit, you gotta deal with people shit, you gotta deal with a lot of shit, but you get the fucking job done. That's how it should be in life. Like, the only compliment I really enjoy is like, Banks works hard. That's all I give a fuck about. Otherwise than that,
because it's that obvious. It's not, I mean, everyone knows it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I take that, but then I still feel like I ain't doing enough, and that's it. Like, otherwise than that, motherfucker, I don't care how people feel about me, how I look, how I talk. I don't give a flying fuck. Like, bro, I don't care. Motherfuckers have told me the past week how I look in a good way, and I appreciate people that have told me that. But I don't give a fuck. Like,
you fine motherfucker.
Yeah, I was told that. I'm like, man, I appreciate it. Let me kiss your forehead. But at the same
like
time,
how I legit, like, this girl was. I told this girl I was a Pisces right away, and she's just like, "Oh, Pisces, man, I've never met a good Pisces man." I'm like, what's up with that? Like, why is that a thing? She's like, "Oh, they're all too attractive." I'm just like, one, I have a mirror. That's not the case. Two, they're all full of themselves. They got big egos. I'm like, I'm one of the most insecure. Like, I don't think this will be good. Like, but again, there are moments where like I can see the point she was making. But then also I'm just like, because then I'm like, I'm not attractive, so you are attractive. I'm just like, no. But again, I don't fish for that. Like, tell me I'm attractive. I'm going to tell you I'm not attractive just so you can tell me I'm attractive back. I don't fish for shit like that.
Me neither, because I don't give a flying fuck.
I don't play that much of the mind game. I play the other type of mind game, and I'll get to how I'm the devil. Well, I'm already the white devil, but the other type of devil to begin with.
You in between.
But yeah, just the thing where, I mean, look at what last week was. I mean, Brian H. Waters said, like, I gotta get a picture of Banks versus Davis here in person. Like, that was the thing, and it's crazy, like, to hear someone say that for a show we started a year and a half ago. Barely know each other, and when it had a different name, a worse name. But again, like I said, I always enjoy when people tweet back or respond to the show in a positive way, even a negative way. But no, that's never really been, as far as I'm aware of. There wasn't a case where that's something different. Never mind. But anyway, yeah, I mean, people like Eve, and again, those are close friends, podcasting friends, and all that family. And X said, said like they listen to the show and enjoy it, and Zell and a bunch of other people. And that's really the goal at the end of the day, is just for people to listen and enjoy it and not feel like it's a waste of their time. It's meant to be a good time and an enjoyable listen. I'm not trying to challenge anyone or make them work like, oh, listen to this show is work, because that's how some shows are sometimes, where old like shows I've stopped listening to, I'm like, damn, like this is just work now, like trying to listen to this.
Right.
Whereas not like that before, but in the way it's just like supposed to be a fun conversation or just talking on topics that we enjoy and all that, making jokes. Like, so this is why I said when I said I love podcasting on Twitter the other day, because it was after the episode had ended, after all the payroll Giovanni, after all the banter after that with everyone on Black Wrestling, Black and Ass Table and SGG.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got to pod with people I looked up to and admired by listening to their shows before even doing shows with them. So that still means a lot to me at this. Like, I never get like that doesn't mean, that still means something to me. Like a year and a half into this, like, wow, I got to pod with SGG. I remember 4 years ago, I'm cleaning, bedrooms and all that, and at my old job doing shit like while I'm listening to that, and then same thing with Black and House Table, listening to them from the start, and then being able to do episodes with them beyond the show that I got to see grow over the years. So I always take pride in that. But I love podcasting because it's the amalgamation of all these things. I think I mentioned on Discord, but again, it's stand-up, it's debate, it's storytelling, it's all the aspects. And it's a thing where I think what do the music thing, like how streaming became the thing. I wonder, and like you always say podcast game is the new rap game, and like, but will this bubble burst like how the tech bubble burst? Will this go the way of radio, where like this is just irrelevant?
Absolutely.
Probably
it's
will.
It's still a baby. Like it's so small margin of people getting paid because it's still young. Like I just started this past week telling people I do podcasts, and they're like, "Oh, let me listen." And then I'm like, "All right, cool." But they still,
I'm never gonna. I mean, I kind of have this in my profiles, but like, if someone asks to listen, I'll be like, "I'll fucking cut your hands off if you press play on it." Like, don't. I wouldn't really do that. I'm just saying, like, for anyone who's like, "God damn, like this." My grandma wants to listen to Black Wrestling, and I'm like,
you should let her listen, but so she can be proud of you, because you never know the reaction.
Well, that's what it is. It's like she wants to like, oh, that's my grand's like.
Yeah, like some people appreciate you more than you appreciate yourself. It's the best thing I could say.
Well, I know why she wants to, but I'm just like, I can't have you listen with the stuff that math.
It don't matter.
Bam, Cal, even myself, what we say.
They might enjoy it.
What did I say? What did I say when we were in person? I had some stuff where fans just come looking like, damn, like, woo, like.
But that's the thing about art. You either get it or you don't. That's why Kanye is revered as one of the greatest musicians of all time, which he is, because it's like, bro, like, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. And that's how I feel about this podcast shit. Either you fuck with it or don't. I'm not here to appease nobody. I'm here in this podcast shit, at work, and life. I'm not here to appease no motherfucking body. If you don't like me, suck my dick. If you do like me, I appreciate it. I do not give a fuck.
This man wants to be a New Yorker so bad. Suck my dick. Like,
no, bro, because hey, you are
even the women in New York say that. Like, I forget. I think Gene Cena said, or someone said that when we were in the car. Like,
no, the women say that shit.
Like,
too.
Damn, mom. Like, god damn. Like,
and you be like,
Oh, stop.
I'll suck a titty. I ain't sucking that.
What did Cody Dre say? Do you see that clip? No, you're really gonna stop now.
I'm out of here. Hey, follow us at the BVD Pod on Twitter. Follow Davis at Davis aka Drip.
I don't think Cody Dre said that. I think someone edited that audio when he's out.
Davis at Davis Drip on Twitter. Davis DC Colton on motherfucking Instagram. The BVD Pod on Twitter. Banks versus Davis on YouTube.
I'll look his meat. I was like, whoa, wait a minute.